So, evening all, and welcome along. Friday night live stream. Yes, I did get in a little bit late. I've got the fuzzy hair today. I've been under bikes on the spanners all day today. So, as I say, StreamYard link is up. If you do want to jump in on the StreamYard, I'm going to put the link up one more time. Very, very welcome to come and jump in the chat. There's loads of people. Howie's just joined us and just said, hello, all. Looks like I've got the COVIDs. Oh, everybody is getting the COVIDs this week. So I don't know. Stop kissing people. Stop kissing people. But obviously, a couple of things that we're going to be chatting around tonight. Obviously, the one thing that I am going to be talking about is Andy GSA Tractor's latest 3 videos. Part 1 is good. Part 2 gets better. Part 3 is the dog's danglies, as he would call it. Absolutely perfect video on that one. And I've watched that a couple of times now. Some great views of Wales. I'm sure Andy's going to jump in on the stream and let us know exactly how it was all going down in Wales. He had a couple of nights or 3 nights down in Wales. Quick hi to Paul Keating. Hi, Paul. The Mad Old Biker is back in Essex for a little bit. So evening, Paul. Welcome along to the stream. Very welcome to join us. As I say, StreamYard link is up, guys, if you do want to jump in on it. But there are lots and lots of subjects that I do want to cover. So the quicker you get in the stream, the quicker we can all have a little bit of fun. Andy's coming on in about 10 minutes. He's in the bar. He's probably half pissed by now. Quick evening to Simon. So hi, Simon. Now, obviously, we've had a slight change at the garage this week. I have been on spanners this week, so I have been doing servicing and other stuff on bikes and doing as much as I can on the bikes at the moment. Loads of MOTs. Everybody wants to get a bike out this week, so a lot of MOTs that we have been pushing out, and obviously a lot of big bike services coming in. The one person that I did want to get in the stream tonight, I very much doubt he may come in, but he might, is Rowley. We've been quoting up for an M109 for a service, and it's a full service on that M109. So looks like I am going to be jumping on the spanners to do that. But what a pig to change those plugs on that, almost as bad as doing the plugs on a GTR. Just finished off. The reason I am late tonight is obviously it was my mum's birthday this week, and I had to shoot out and buy her obligatory birthday present. Now, my mum happens to be a mad gardener, so do I prefer a quick one from Exeter? Do I prefer sails or spanners? Sails are good, but there's nothing better than getting out of that office and just having a bit of fun tinkering with a bike and on the spanners. So I've done a few this week. We've just finished off the F800 ST BMW that came in today. Done the fork seals on that. That was, and if you've never changed fork seals on a BMW, stupid little cap at the top, you pop the cap off, there is a tiny little circlip, and if you compress the fork, you have to pop the circlip before you can get the fork apart, and then basically ram the fork apart to get that done. But what a pig. The first one took us about an hour and a half to get that circlip out. The second one took me about 14 minutes, so we did all right on that. Changed the forks on that. It's just had a full service. And then obviously to get in and reset the diagnostics on it, or the service interval. And I did phone the customer at 6 o'clock tonight and say, when did you have your last service? And he went, why is that? I said, because your last service is actually registered as 2099. You've not had the service yet. You've got another sort of 80 years to go until your next service. And he went, oh, that's weird. I said, whoever did your service last time has got all the figures wrong. So we went in, recalibrated the bike. And it did show the mass airflow sensor on it was incorrect. So we reset all the sensors on that. Happy customer. That goes out tomorrow. Got KTM 790 in next week. I've got a couple of big bikes in. I've got the M109 coming in. Quick one from Paul. He's riding a Harley Livewire next week. Just make sure you trail the power lead behind the bike when you are riding it. Quick one from Simon Brackett. The latest sports bike. I'm going to be talking sports bikes in just a little while. So as I say, boys, the StreamYard link is up there. Exit has just said Livewire is a... If you are a lover of electric bikes, and I do like the electric bikes, I've not ridden the Livewire. I'm waiting for Harley to come back. If any Harley dealers are out there, they want to give me a go on a Harley Livewire and let me do a ride review on it. Quite happy to obviously try one of those out. But the one that I do like, and my friend has got one, is the Energica and it is the Ego, not the Eva. It's the full-on sports version, and he's just had a remap of the electrics on that. So he's had his controller remapped. That thing is full-on nuts. I was, and last time I took it out, and I said to him, I said, what's it like for speed? And he said, take it out and have a go. I reckon 0 to 60 at about 2.4. We have a 1 mile straight coming up the hill. Now, the hill that I normally ride, it's on my ride videos. It's a 1 in 9 hill. Now, obviously, I took off from the roundabout. By the time I got to the junction coming off for home, and can't prove it now, but I was at 153 and overshot the junction. Quick one. Hi to my friend Zed Head. He's here. If you haven't seen Lockwood's latest video of Zed's bike, have a look at Lockwood's latest video. The bit, skip through about 3/4 of the video, ignore the ride, but watch the bit where Zed pulls up behind on his ZZR 1400. That bike looks so aggressive with the lights on. Really good bike. So, as I say, guys, StreamYard link is up. If you want to come and jump in a StreamYard, paste it up one more time for you. It's up on the side chat. Come and jump on the StreamYard link. There are a lot of things that I am going to cover on tonight's show. So the one thing I am going to start off is obviously get well soon to Rhythmic Biker. He has got the COVIDs. He's not in the best of health at the moment. He's up and walking around, but it has knocked him for 6. So Rhythmic, Grant, get yourself well soon, mate. And hopefully we'll see you back on the stream. If you are coming on the stream tonight, wear a mask though, mate. I don't want you sending it out to everybody in the side chat. The other things that we're going to cover is a load of bits and pieces on the new bikes that are coming out. Now, the big thing on MCN, the owner of MV Augusta is obviously a Russian owner, and he's very, very disgusted at the moment with Russia's attitude to obviously Ukraine. So that is one of the big Russian owners of MV Augusta. Absolutely peed off that the Russians are doing what they're doing in Ukraine. So less said about that, the better. Quick one, John Diehard McLean, evening RB. Cheers, fight. Yeah, I went through all my subs this week, and I was like, crap, I'm not subscribed to John. So as I say to everybody, check all the bikers in the side chat. Make sure you are subscribed to all the buys in there. And it took me ages to realise. I've been looking at John's videos, and then it took me ages to realise that I hadn't subscribed to his channel. So, John, yeah, you got another subscriber now, mate. Some good videos that you've done this week, so or done on your channel. So, well worth a watch. Go and check out John Diehard. What a name, though, John Diehard McLean as well. Really good. Quick one from Simon. I'm speaking Mummy Sunday, Steve. Second bike, but another Varadero. So, yeah, hopefully. Great bikes. The Varaderos are really, really good bikes. Now, for those of you that normally come down to the garage, last Sunday of the month for the ride out to Super Sausage, I am not doing the ride out this Sunday. I'd planned it. I'd got it all sorted out. I'd phoned loads of people and said, I will see you this Sunday, the final Sunday of the month, the big ride from from Eclipse. And we're going to be going down to Super Sausage. And the wife actually punched me in the arm and went, you are not going out. Let me just bring this guy in while I'm just chatting away. Evening, Simon.
Evening.
Evening. Yeah, so the wife gave me a big punch on the arm yesterday and said, you are not riding Sunday. And I went, yeah, it's last Sunday of the month. And she went, you are not going out. I went, why? She went, have you forgotten what it is? I went, well, it's Mother's Day, but I'll do that when I get back. And she went, no, it's my fucking birthday. I forgot the wife's birthday. So, yeah, I will not be going to Super Sausage this Sunday. She has asked for breakfast in bed. And I said to her, I could bring you a bacon roll back. And she went, you will not. You are cooking me breakfast and treating me nicely all day. So I am not going to Super Sausage Sunday. Yeah, quick one. Simon has hit the 1,000. Hey, where's your round of applause?
Oh, it's here somewhere. Hang on.
So, Simon has hit the 1,000. He has now made the $10 sucky tag, as they call it. And, so well done. Congratulations, Simon.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you, everybody. Thank Exeter Andy and everybody that wished me well. Thanks a lot, mate. It means a lot. I'll put a little video out saying I've done it, and I still can't believe I've done it, and I'm still a bit like, 1,000 people sub me. I don't know why.
Yeah, so the next target now is 1,500.
Yes.
So
we should see how many years it takes me to get there, because it took me 2 years to get to 1,000. So
no. Evening also. Well done, Dave, this week. Thanks for that. Yeah, believe it or not, Phil's my big boss. Phil is in the room. So and I've not been a grumpy git this week. I've actually been on the spanners and really enjoying what I do. So ploughed a bike service out really quickly. So thanks for Phil for having confidence in me that I can do big bikes and do servicing. We've got one this week coming up. We've got a KTM.
Come on, Phil. You was really just that desperate. You let him loose with the spanners. Tell the truth.
Yeah. We got a 790 Duke in on. I think it's Thursday, and obviously we've got a 125 Lex Moto in at the same time. And I said to Keith, I went, right. I said, you can have a 790. I'll have the 125. And he went, no, you can have a 790. You know the bike's better than I do. So we shall see. Phil will sort that out and put someone on the spanners on that big bike. But it's just an oil service anyway. I'm looking forward to getting that 109 in, because the guys asked for a full service. And if you've seen the plug change on a 109, it's tanks, clocks, side panels, air boxes, just to even get into the first. Plug 4 is the worst, but Exeter, yeah, I'm going to enjoy getting that 790 on. Phil's going to be keeping a close eye on me, so yeah. But we've had a really good week at the garage, so great. I wish I could take the wife to Super Sausage. She does not like bikes, so yeah, Super Sausage we will not be doing this Sunday. It's adjourned. And we shall be doing the first run on the next Sunday. So following Sunday, back down to Super Sausage. The one we will be doing, and I was talking to Phil about it this today, is obviously Oakley Bike Club is back on Thursday nights. So I think me and Phil are looking to do a run out the garage Thursday night, take the bikes out, have a run down to Oakley for about a couple of hours or so, get back a bit late on that one. So that'll be a little bit of fun on that one. Stu's in the room. Evening, Stu.
He's made it. Yeah, Stu.
Good evening. Good evening. How's things?
Yeah. Have you got your bottle?
No.
No, it's just me that's got the Buckie tonight then.
Yeah.
We bottle of Buckie.
Not tonight.
So it's been a really good week, and I'm obviously I don't know if you missed it, but all over motorcycle news this week, the Russian owner of MV Augusta is obviously screaming out about the invasion of Ukraine and looking to pull his bike company out of Russia. So I thought, oh blimey, it's all kicked off there. Yeah, sorry. That'll be you. No Russian cheers there. How's your week been, Stu?
It's been all right. Very busy at work. The weather's been absolutely cracking, but I've not even been out on my bike. It's one of these things.
That was a good run with Lockwood.
Yeah, it was.
Didn't take long for Lockwood to get in the conversation, did it?
You took out Ayrshire on the halfway through.
I went. I'm actually in the process of editing part 2 now, and I've just actually reviewed the finished footage, and part of it's not rendered properly, so I'm going to have to re-edit the whole thing again. So it's one of these things. I don't know what's going on with my Cyberlink just now, but I usually set it to render at 4K, and what's happening is every time that I'm getting into the suite to produce my edit, it's going back to like 480 or whatever it is that it's going back to. And if I don't pick up on it straight away, it's a pain in the bum.
I've had that with my my Filmora. So obviously you do the edit, you do the render, you go to do the final bit, and it just hangs, and the screen goes white, and then all of a sudden it just shuts off, and you go back in, and then you have to do it all over again. Yeah.
See, Cyberlink updates every month. They bring out new transitions and so on and so forth, and I think it gets glitchy. Andy, how you doing, man? Yeah, and I think that's one of the things that it seems to be doing this update, as it keeps on reverting back to like a 480p instead of the 4K, which. So part of my vlog was all in all dead blocky, and it's just a nightmare.
Quick one. Exeter has just said I've had awful problems editing the moment. I get the same thing with yeah, it does. It freezes up, and then you just get the white screen, and it just says boom, reboot the system. So it's just, it does your head in. Sometimes it will do it, sometimes it won't. But it's just obviously I tend to put in like 20-minute video files when we did the run to Super Sausage last time, from last Sunday, where we went down. That was very, very busy that day. It was absolutely cracking down there though, but we had a good time. But it took ages, and Phil actually turned up on the rocket as well. He took the rocket out, so
wow.
he had a run down to Super Sausage, and we had a cup of coffee down there. So that was a good Sunday. Good to get out. Quick one. MT's in the room. Oh, Mrs. MT actually.
Yeah, evening, Mr. MT.
So yeah, he's up and running. Whether he wraps his bike in pink, we don't know yet because he's been.
I want to see his kitty or whatever it is wrapped Michigan. I want to see that. That's got to happen.
It's got to be wrapped in pink. Hello
Kitty, weren't it? Hello Kitty.
Yeah. So Andy, the man from Wales, great videos, mate. Absolutely brilliant.
Whose court is this jacket for you?
If you got problems, I've got over 20 hours worth of video to go through.
Oh, geez. Episode 3 was probably the best one you've done so far. That's the pass going up. That was cool.
Devil's Staircase.
Yeah.
The camera don't do it justice. Then 1 in 20 hills, Jesus, and they're lanes as well, you know. And
what was the bell end doing in the car?
I have no idea.
I was like, is he going to take that car out? And then the car just like, well, bloody accelerate, don't stop on the hill.
That's what they do, isn't it?
Yeah.
But no, really good. We got lucky with the weather. Brecon Beacons was really windy. We had 70-mile-an-hour crosswinds, so we were fighting that a lot. But yeah, no, it's good, really good. Yeah,
you want to paint it in shocking pink, Paul? You paint it in shocking pink, mate. I don't mind. I'm quite comfortable where I am.
MB's in the room. How you doing, Stevie?
Stevie.
Don't forget as well, after we finish the show tonight, we all jump onto Simon's channel, give Simon a little bit of airtime. MB is on this morning at 1 a.m. So he's doing his cast. He's going to be on at 1 a.m. I am going to try and stay up for about an hour. I can't stay up too late because obviously I'm back on the spanners tomorrow. But don't forget, Stevie's on at 1 o'clock UK time. So don't forget, Military Biker, go and jump on his channel. Our next big thing is obviously to get these two guys down the bottom, Andy and Stuart, up to 1,000 subs. So if you haven't subbed to their channel, jump on. Andy's on about 60 at the moment, so he's gone up a little bit, but not enough. And for the footage he puts out, it's well worth hitting a sub. So everybody that follows me, jump onto this guy down the bottom. Jump onto this guy down in the bottom left down here, Zed Head Motor Vlogs. Go and check it out. If you haven't seen, go and check out Lockwood as well, because there is, skip through the video, just forget the first 3/4 of his video. The bit where Lockwood pulls up at the junction, then pulls away, and that big ZZR is just sitting behind him with all the lights glaring. And it's literally you've got a demon breathing down your neck here.
Quite intimidating. I like it.
It's so intimidating looking at those lights, which is obviously why I went for the short screen on mine, because it makes it more ZZR looking. Someone actually commented, loving your short screen, so you haven't got the surfboard on the front like Simon has. No. But it deflects enough wind, but it's still, you can still pick up. Before, when I had obviously that big screen, there wasn't very much wind noise. Now there is. No. But it deflects it well. Quick one from Simon. He said, definitely worth it. Andy's videos are brilliant. They are very, very good.
Very good. Very good content.
Yeah. The other one I'm going to cover this week, obviously, the police have now decided they've had enough of off-road bikes and are launching crackdowns across the UK on all these little 125 ped riders that decide to nick a bike and go and jolly round the fields on it. So the police are now equipping themselves with off-road bikes. And obviously their police officers are being trained up to do off-road riding. But how many, there was one recently, it says, cops launch a theft crackdown operation in Essex, leads to arrest and 6 vehicles seized. How many vehicles are out there that haven't been seized, though? There's hundreds of the damn things.
Yeah.
Well, they reckon just uninsured vehicles alone, there's over 1 million on the road in the UK. So.
Exactly. There was, I think you saw the post. I think you clicked like on it, Simon, about the rider up at towards Kingston. And
Yeah.
Thames Valley Police had actually reported it. We are looking for a biker in black leathers with yellow down the front of his legs that punched out 2 side windows on a car. Criminal damage. And the police are after the biker. And obviously, one of the guys actually posted at the bottom, I would like to know who the owner of that car was. The actual story was the guy barreled out of the roundabout across the front of 2 bikes and took one biker out. And the guy slid his bike out across the roundabout. The other guy actually chased the car driver down to make him stop. And the guy swerved to the outside lane. He went up the inside and was going, get over, pull over, pull over. And the car actually swerved across into his lane, which is at the point he punched out the 2 windows. That is the actual story. And yet the police are after the biker for criminal damage. Go after the bloody car driver. 9 times out of 10, it's the twat in the car that decides he wants to be the cager and carve the biker up. So get your facts right before Thames Valley Police, before you go putting crap out.
Yep.
Bedfordshire Police are doing meet off-road bikes. I'm on the team for. Yeah, Paul, tell Thames Valley Police to go and sort their issues out, and before they go pasting stuff on Facebook, make sure they get the facts right. Quick one from oh god, I've got so many. This side chat is going absolutely nuts tonight. It's midnight for you guys as your clocks. The clocks go back on Sunday morning, so we're all right for you to come over tonight, MB. I should try and get over to you for about 1 o'clock anyway. Like in the hairdos, Buckie. Yeah, it's the amount of Buckie that you drink does cause you to lose your hair. Cole's in the room. Oh, so well done, Simon. 26 watching, 6 likes. Yeah, if you haven't click the like button, make sure that you do. Oh, he's got the brewmaster. He's on the stout tonight. All right.
And it'll be on the toilet in the morning.
Yeah. TVP are rubbish at social media. Yeah, they are. Now, obviously, we've got a local estate in Milton Keynes, and we've got the little kiddies with their little knives out. Oh, what are we going to do? We're going to put a curfew on tonight. No, instead of getting more officers on the ground out there stopping these little buggers with the knives, oh, let's just put a curfew on. That's their quickest way of sorting stuff out. It's like, how many people does it take to be stabbed or attacked, even on bikes? Because someone actually commented the other day. He said, my first time riding into London. I'm riding into London on, I think it was on a CBF 1000. Is my bike going to be safe in London? And someone actually commented, as long as you don't stop at traffic lights, you'll be fine.
Yeah. Well, after the week I've had this week, I don't recommend riding in London full stop. So, no, exactly. I don't recommend it.
Yeah. Quick one from Greg. My uncle died in the 80s. He was two up his girlfriend, lost an arm. Bikes are a very sore subject in my family. Yeah. It's 9 times out of 10, it's the idiot in the car that's just not paying attention. And I actually replied to that post. And I said, all car drivers should, for at least 6 months, ride a 50cc ped that's maximum of 30 mile an hour and see how you cope against cars, because that will soon teach you to be aware. Quickest way to solve the problem.
Yeah.
Oh, right. The other one I'm going to cover tonight, obviously, Christian Pfeiffer, stunt star, he's passed away this week. If you haven't heard, poor old Grant, the rhythmic biker, is suffering from the COVIDs this week. Poor old Grant. He's tucked up in bed. Not very, very well. But Wolf Tales is launching really, really well.
Doing really well, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is doing really well. And I think Grant got COVID because he was too cozy with Red's crotch on that sprint. So
wouldn't surprise me. A quick one from Paul. Royal RJ nearly got his bike jacked a while back. That's quite a good, interesting video. But yeah, obviously Grant, poor old Grant's got the old COVIDs and that. So get well soon, Grant. But Wolf Tales has taken off really, really well, and a lot of people have actually messaged me and said, "Is this going to be the bikers' version of Top Gear?" It's not far off. if somebody wants to plough some money into doing that, and then obviously get some guest stars on, but I think they should start interviewing local bikers. So get like New Biker on it, get Simon on it, get me on it, get Andy on with his tractor.
Not me.
You know, start someone like Username Kate, or obviously some of the big local bikers that are from the area. Get them on the channel, and let's just do a biker motor vlog interview. That would be really good. But as I said to him, I said, you know, who is going to be the Stig? We need a Stig to test ride bikes. Simon, you're up for the job. You can ride a GPR.
Yeah, I'll do it. No problem there.
Yeah. Stevie's off to work anyway.
See you later, Stevie.
We shall see you later, buddy. One thing I am going to cover now, electric bikes. We all know Simon's attitude to electric bikes. New thing on the MOT test this week. Me and Phil were going through the MOT testing. Hydrogen-powered vehicles. Oh, yeah. Hydrogen-powered vehicles and hybrid EV engines. So if a bike's got a battery, but it's got a small engine, no one's thought of doing a hybrid bike yet, because there just isn't enough room to fit a battery and an engine into the front of a bike. So it's either electric or full hydrogen cell. And I've obviously had a quick look around. Yamaha, there is a rumor in the wind that Yamaha are looking at doing a hydrogen cell engine, but it's not going to be out until 2026. So that is in the wind. Quick one from Simon Brackett. RIP, one of my local bikers. No, Captain. No, only rode it too fast. Oh, my apologies. Not always the car drivers. Some bikers are pretty crazy. We've all seen our Brandon rides. And we see some, there was a post on, Facebook on Milton Keynes Bike Riders, MK Bikers. Whoever it was on Wednesday night ripping around on a Lex Moto 125. It wasn't me. But he was going up and down.
Can you rip around on a Lex Moto 125 though? That's the question.
No, that's the point. He was ripping around on a Lex Moto 125, but the guy was weaving in the car driver's mirrors. And obviously he said, I'm warming my tyres up. And someone said, no, you were bored and acting like a complete and utter twat.
Absolute bollocks.
Tailgating cars, but he was being very aggressive with his riding. And obviously, you know Martin from Super Sausage.
Yeah.
Martin's comment just summed it up and shut the room down. And he said, all right, the sooner he kills himself, that's one less sperm in the gene pool to breed. Which is very, very, which is obviously very, very true. You know, if you're whatever you're riding, if it's a 50cc 125, or if you're riding a big bike, you're going to ride it to the capabilities of what you are, not what that machine will do.
Greg Goddard just put a question in you might be able to answer. And hello, Ali.
I'm looking at getting a Lex Moto LXS. Has there been any problems or recalls? No, there hasn't. I will put my hands up and say yes. The Lex Moto LXR Euro 4 version did suffer with a lot of water ingress, especially in the locks. And it took ignition locks were failing all the time, or the spark plug caps will pick up water ingress. And it was all sorted when they changed the locks up. They had a lock recall. You could put a warranty claim in the lock, and they would do it was called the Generation 2 lock. And obviously the Euro 5 LXRs come out. The Euro 5 LXS is out. No issues whatsoever. You get the odd one or two that, you know, get a bit of water ingress. And the last one we had in was a guy who's always in my bike's cut out. I think it's an electrical issue. All right. But he rode in he went through a whacking great puddle up to the top of his knees. That is the reason that your bike cut out, mate, because it was literally...
it filled up with water.
Yeah, he filled it with water. Ali's in the room. Evening, Ali. Good to see you. Hit a tree. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, it wasn't Ali ripping around on a 125.
Are you sure, Ali? Are you sure? I want an alibi. Where were you?
Ali, do you know what? Alison bought the Iska from us. I think it's about a year and a half ago now. That thing is absolutely mint condition. It just shows you if you put a bit of love into your bike and look after the damn thing, it will go for miles and miles and miles. And obviously, she's got Hayden behind her with his XJ to keep a steady eye on her. But she rides great. We took her out on a team ride, and she did really good on the team ride. She did really, really well. Young Vikings in the room. Evening, all Young Viking. And as Ali says, yeah, my Iska's a gem. She loves hers. She looks after it. She treats it well. If you look after your bike, and it's like anything, the one thing that I do say, go and watch my last ride to Super Sausage, because I actually comment about Simon on it. Now, I've had how long have I had the GTR, Simon? It's got to be 9 months to a year now.
It's getting on for a year, isn't it? Yeah.
It's getting on for nearly a year. And I actually comment, I come out of the roundabout at Stony heading to Super Sausage, and I actually open the throttle up and I went, whoa, here we go. And I actually comment, it's taken me 6 months to get the bottle behind to actually open that thing up. And someone actually messaged me privately and said, Christ almighty, you've actually opened up that bike and used the power. And I went, yeah, because I wanted to get used to it and not bam around like a stupid idiot and get used to the power before I decide to open it up. Because as soon as you not abuse a bike, but you push yourself beyond your rider limits, that is when you're going to get yourself into trouble.
Outside your comfort zone.
Yeah, that's it. Outside. Thank you. Yeah, outside the comfort zone. And I did it to you as well, Simon. I pulled away in fourth gear and left, and I think you said, bloody hell, he's actually opened it up for a change and not doing sort of 50, 60 down the A5. But it's getting used to how much power that when that thing kicks in, it is literally like Captain Kirk or Captain Picard engaged. That thing goes to warp factor 10 very, very quickly.
I was actually talking to the boy that I bought the ZX9R from tonight. But I just after my work, and I was telling him I've got a road that I go on, and basically I use it as a sort of measuring ground, basically, because I know the road like the back of my hand. When I had the ZZR 600, what I used to do is I used to go up and down that road constantly, and then I would take mental notes as to what speed and road position I was getting into corners at, and then if I felt I was maybe getting in a wee bit too hard, I would back off. If I felt I had a wee bit more that I could give, I would go in a wee bit harder, and I kept on doing that to basically get myself to where I felt comfortable and where I felt the limit was for me for that bike. And I did that with the 600. I did it with the ZRX 1200S as well. I haven't yet done it with the ZZR 1400, and that's something that I plan on doing this year, just to basically set that benchmark.
Quick one from Young Viking. I'm going to pass it around the room, so I'll start it off. He's got his A license test booked in for May. Would you recommend getting a 400 or more? Personally, I would say start small, work your way up. I went from I did my test at 17 and went straight to a 900cc, and people said it will kill you. I respected the bike. 3 months later, I traded it in and bought a Z1300. And everyone said, it's the biggest bike out. It will kill you. It will wreck you. You'll be dead in 6 months. I respected the bike and had it for 4 years because I knew how much power that bike was. And it's like a caged tiger. You treat it well. You stroke it. You don't put your arm in the cage, but you treat the thing with respect. As soon as you unleash the beast, it will come out, it will claw you, rip your head off and crap down your neck, basically. And that is the way that you don't ride beyond your limits. So I would say start 400, get used to the power, work your way up, but it's entirely up to you. If you're going to go out and loon around on a bike, one of those days it will come back and bite you in the arse.
I think it's dependent on finances as well. I mean, that plays a big part. If you're going to go for a 400, there's not a massive step up to a 600. So like if you've not got the finances that you're going to be able to maybe trade bikes within the next 2 years of purchasing your first bike, then
if you go for anything big, they kick you in the boo-boos on insurance, didn't they?
Yeah, absolutely, they will, absolutely.
Yeah. Or of course, you could go all the way and just buy yourself a BMW 1250 because them things are slow as hell.
Well, if you actually look, I did put a good video up. The BMW GS actually rides itself. You don't need to be there. I've got that on
My
video.
bike itself, the amount I drink and get on it, it has to ride itself, to be honest.
Here we go. Quick one from Paul says he's ridden a Triumph Trophy ZZR and a higher booster. They're all scary bikes if you let them run away with you. Exactly. You've got to respect the power of bike.
I think you go for whatever bike you want, and like Zed said, finances play a big part in that, because you don't want to go buy a bike and then 4 months later want a bigger one. Or whatever.
Exactly what I did.
You will never want a smaller bike. What I'll tell you now is you will never want a smaller bike. Not unless you're at the age where they're too heavy, they're just too heavy for you now, and then you have to go smaller. But you will never want a smaller bike. Once you get that bigger CCs, you'll never want to go backwards.
Yeah.
So if you're happy, and it depends on what style of bike you want. If you're happy to go out and you can afford a 600, then do that, because at least that will last you a couple of years before you start out riding it.
Yeah.
Oh, give me a second, boys. I've just had a notification. So talk away amongst yourself a minute.
All right. Pornhub is missing you. Is that what it is?
No, it's my Xbox.
Oh yeah.
No. I play MotoGP on the Xbox. It's the one game that I have a little bit of fun on a Sunday. She allows me 2 hours to go on Xbox and play MotoGP.
Well, you heard it here first. Red Bomb's mummy lets him play on the Xbox for 2 hours.
Yeah. I've got myself up to H2R, but I've tracked it up. I've remapped it. I spent a fortune on it. I let my I'm 24 in the UK world rankings and 24 UK and 487 in the world rankings. I let my nephew, she gave my nephew the Xbox to play Fortnite. He went on my MotoGP and got me down to 9,000.
Excellent.
I've been working my way up, and I've just had a notification. You are now number 12 UK rankings for MotoGP.
Excellent.
Yeah, so I'm getting there. I am getting there. But
Greg Goddard, can you use your own bike for a CVT? Yes, you can.
Yes.
Yeah, something about that. Okay, Stingray bike. Ninja 400. Yeah, great bike. It is. Yeah. Can you use your own motorbike? Yes, you can on a CVT. Yeah. They prefer you to use yours, but use their own. But you can obviously go out and use your own bike on that. By instructor. Yeah. Make sure that he will. He'll check your bike over, make sure it's roadworthy before you go out. So answered all the questions for me. But whatever you can afford, I would say 600 right in the middle of the range. You're not gonna
I'd recommend
600 would do everything.
As the first one, I'd recommend it.
Yeah.
But like I say, it depends what sort of bike you want, what you want to do with it. I mean, if you want to go out and ride one across the field, there's no point getting a 600. You might as well get a 250.
Yeah. If you're looking sort of sports bike wise, I'd say Kawasaki 636 if you're into a sports bike, or something like an R6. If you're looking to do sort of adventure touring, then probably the best thing to do is that Lontin Vogue. Exit has done the recent video on the Vogue 650. Great bike. Quick one from Exeter. He said, yeah, the Z400 is a good one as well. But, if you're into adventure biking and you can't afford the amount of money that Andy's obviously paid for his GSA, get yourself a Vogue 650. His review, and I'm gonna keep plugging Exeter down here. His review of that Vogue 650 is absolutely spot on. He's literally knocked all the nails in the coffin.
Right. Sports bike, but going on longer rides with friends, where a sports bike, unless you're like 15, is going to really start hurting. So I'd probably go for something like an ER.
Exactly, ER 650. Like a
ER 650. I had that first big bike. I think I had that for 10 months, and I traded it to the Versys.
And also don't forget, a lot of these smaller 600s and that, they're all going to be twin engines, which are going to handle different to the bigger bike that's got an inline 4. But if you go for like I think it's the Honda CBR 600, that's got an inline 4 engine for 600. So
I found with the with the Versys, you had to ride it. You had to think about a gear when you was overtaking. You had to get it in the right gear, and you had to really give it some. Then you get the inline 4000 on the Versys, and you can ride that thing around anywhere from 30 mile an hour to 120 mile an hour in 5th or 6th gear. It was a lazy bike to ride. Now I'm back on GS. You try and ride it like that, and it's going to bite you in the arse. That thing's got so much torque, low down for a 1250 60.
Quick one.
The Cruiser 0 to 60. I think he's called Phil.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, I have he's yet to trust me with his bike. If you didn't know, Phil has got the original Rocket Free, the 2.5 litre Rocket Free. I think Darren's got one down at the workshop, hasn't he?
Sold it now. It's gone.
Oh, he sold it. That black one was absolutely beautiful.
It was horrendously noisy. It had scaffolding poles for a fucking exhaust pipe.
There we go. Paul Keating, fastest cruiser, Triumph Rock. We actually went, and Phil's not going to mind me saying this, we went to the bike show, not this year, I think it was a couple of years ago, and Phil walked onto the Triumph stand because he wanted to try the new Rocket Free out. Threw his leg over the Rocket Free, and he was like, I said, what do you think of it? And he went, it's not bad. It's not as good as my Rocket Free. And this shitty little 20-year-old come up and went, what do you think you're doing? Sitting on the bike, trying it out for size. He's looking to buy the bike. If you want to sit on the bike, you've got to join the queue and book a viewing. To like, do you not realise who this fucking guy is? He owns his own garage, and that put Phil off the Rocket Free. We actually did the bike show this year, and we tried the Rocket Free out again. And yet again, Phil still loves the original. I don't like the new Rocket Free. I just don't like the shape of it. And I think Phil's the same, you know, in his words, he doesn't like the new. I've actually sat on Phil's bike when we were doing the MOT test on it, and that thing is bloody comfortable. But if I took that out, that would scare the bloody life out of me, because the torque off of that thing is absolutely. Paul Keating's just covered it absolutely superbly. The Rocket R3 is an armchair with a kick up the arse.
Yeah. Scroll up a bit. Greg Goddard's comment. I don't know if you just answered it. I was talking to someone. Any need for anything over a 600cc on the public road? Well, we'll just ask the panel here, because 3 of us have got 1400s and 1 of us has got 1250. So what do you reckon?
Bigger bikes are easier to ride.
Go on, Andy. You can start it off.
You got the little one, Andy. You start.
Yeah, I've got 1260cc nearly, but no, I think bigger bikes are. You stick a small 650 on a motorway and ride for 3 hours, you're going to have no teeth left.
Yeah.
Okay, you sit on a GTR or GS, it's going to breeze through. You try and put a pillion on a 600, you really got to work that gearbox.
You got to work it in you, yeah.
It's horses for courses. I find a bigger bike easier to ride than a smaller bike. But it depends what you need. I mean, if I weren't doing a lot of touring and didn't take a pillion, would I have a smaller bike? Probably, yeah. I'd have something a little bit smaller that you can throw around.
If I didn't have to do the mileage I do for commuting, I'd have a smaller bike.
What I would say in that argument is the roads that I ride on. If you check out any of my videos, you'll see having the bigger bike is far safer for overtaking. When you've got limited opportunities, you're maybe able to look along 2 or 3 corners, and you have that opportunity to either go or no go. Having a 1400, you're out and in before the cars even know you're there. As opposed to a 600 where you're having to keep the revs high and wind the bike up and then screw the nuts off it to get by, if you're lucky.
As I said with Simon, because I had obviously my channel was based around that ZX7R, and I used to rag. Well, Simon knows I used to rag that thing around like an absolute loon.
He's selling it, by the way. One careful owner.
One careful owner. It's not been over 100. It's not been over 135. Put it that way. But obviously, when Phil bought the GTR, I was looking at obviously getting a ZZR. I wanted that green. It was a Gen 2 that I went to look. Well, you've seen the photos of it, Simon. And obviously, I was waiting for the money to come in. And the guy that was selling it, I said to him, "Do you know what? I haven't got it at the moment. Sell the bike. There'll be another ZZR around." And Phil bought in obviously on the deal of trade. He bought the GTR in, and I tried it out. First couple of times I rode it, we actually put it up and we did a sale video on it. and I enjoyed it so much. And I started Googling GTR, and obviously met this guy over here. Asked Simon about it. What's the GTR like? Brilliant, great bike. Took it out a couple more times, and I said to Phil, "Do you know what? I don't want a ZZR. I want a GTR. And I bought the bike from Phil. Phil's gonna probably moan at me, but he's actually made a loss on selling that bike because he sold it to me at a very good deal. Phil made a huge loss on the bike, and I've banged a lot of money into that bike. I've spent shed load of money on it, having the plugs done, having the paintwork done, but I've made it my own, and I can't. That is going to be now my forever bike because that GTR just does everything I want it to do. It cruises for miles and miles. And the first time I went out with Simon, I went, Jesus Christ, did you know they've built houses at Stacey Bush's? And he went, they've been building them for the last 6 months, mate. Have you not noticed them? And I went, no, because I actually drive the GTR slower than I do the ZX7. And that was the reason why I bought the GTR. It's something that I don't want to blam around. It's something that will sit at 70 mile an hour. I can sit at 70 for 4 hours.
You're sitting more upright as well, so you take notice
And
of
I'm
what's
sitting
around
bang upright as well.
in front of you.
Yeah.
I reckon the Dival's probably quicker. The fact it's I think it's a 1.8 in it, the Dival.
Something like that, or 2.
Yeah, it's a 1.8, but it's got a huge power weight ratio advantage over the Rocket, I think. So.
We actually saw one down at Super Sausage last Sunday, and it's brilliant. You know, it's a nice looking bike, but for the appeal of actually that sex factor of looking at a bike, and Phil will tell you, we had he's picked up a couple of bikes this week from a customer to obviously come in. There's a couple of bikes that need investigation. We've had a Suzuki Katana come in, and Phil offloaded it off the trailer. And I walked into the trailer. I went, "Is it the Katana or is it a copy of a Katana?" And I looked at it and I went, "Whoa, oh, oh!" And he went, "Will you stop making porn noises here?" That Katana is so gorgeous.
What kind of porn are you watching?
It's nice. The Katana's bloody nice. I tell you.
Suzuki.
Yeah, it's a Suzuki, but it's bloody. This, you know. Bikes do it for me. What you guys probably Pornhub does for you. I literally look at a bike and go,
No. Not Pornhub, midget Pornhub. Get it right.
Midget Pornhub, yeah.
I'm trying to be nugget for whatever you do.
You know everybody's going to do that now.
I haven't had quick from Paul. I haven't had the bike ceramic coated yet. Obviously, we used to use a guy called JM Auto Clean, which was obviously the boss's son Taylor. He knew Jordan that run JM Auto Clean. Jordan's actually given up his business, but we were at Super Sausage a couple of weeks ago, and this guy came up and said, "Oh, he said I'm a valeter from Milton Keynes. Would you mind advertising me on your website?" And I went, "All right, how much do you do ceramic coating for?" And he went, "I can do it for $250. Well, it's 50 quid cheaper. Show me your work. And he showed me about 12 or 15 bikes that he'd actually ceramic coated. I went, "Do you know what? I'll stick you on the website. What am I going to get out of it?" And he said, "I'll tell you what, I'll do a full ceramic coat for 200 quid. And as soon as I get the bike up, I've got all my stickers on it. I've got it up the way I want it. You can come and do it for me." So he's going to probably pop over in the next couple of weeks, but saving me money up because obviously I still owe money on the bike at the moment and Phil wants his money. So
yeah, Phil can pay for the ceramic coating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
Here we go. A real Katana will have a JPZ. It has as well. Yeah. It's the original 1982 Katana. It's the original. It's the non-naked. It's the naked version of it. But it's even got the original orange petrol cap. That's what set me off because I looked at it and I went, "Orange petrol cap, yes, it's an original Katana."
Yeah.
But
actually, while Paul Keating's there and paying attention, I've sent you an email, Paul, about that logo. I want it.
Yes, yeah. If you do want, I'm going to advertise Paul here because Paul does internet stuff and he does logos. And if you haven't seen Andy's new logo that he's got, did you do that yourself, Andy?
Yeah.
What, the intro?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's something I've knocked together.
Yeah, that's bloody good. It's a really good intro on that. But obviously, Paul does all the intros and that. Paul, I should be contacting you in the next week because obviously, if everybody watches the live stream, it's got my intro on it. It's still got the ZX7 on there. I need a new intro with the GTR on it, me crash helmet, blah blah blah. So I shall contact you next week. Redo my logos for me. So we shall have a chat about that anyway. Quick one from John. He's just put up. Doing it in baby steps, yeah, but it's just having short legs. Yeah, he's going to sort that this week. Yeah, but obviously have a chat with Paul because Paul's very, very good at internet stuff. So he's good at what he does, but he's very, very busy boy at the moment.
Yeah, he's been very busy. He's ignored 3 of my emails, so he's been very busy. Dropping hint at Paul.
Where's my boy gone? My boy is in the room and he's not turned up
Lockwood.
yet. Yeah.
Lockwood. Are you pining for him?
No, would I do that?
Yeah, cool.
I'm slightly annoyed because he took the CB1000 out. He didn't take the other one out. I was like, Jesus Christ, you didn't ride the VFR.
The other 2, Paul, I've done contact through your website, and the last one I did today, I think it was actually on your email on the YouTube channel. So there you go, Paul.
There we go, Paul. One from Andy said, I need a sticker design, so you can design Andy's stickers for him as well.
A great big tractor on it, ploughing a field.
Yeah. Paul's with us. Evening, Paul. I need a sticker design, so you can design Andy's stickers for him as well.
Okay, meet the other channel.
I need a sticker design, so you can design Andy's stickers. Turn your bloody YouTube off.
Oh, sorry, I've just done that. I wasn't ignoring you, Simon. I've just been playing catch up all this week. It's just been a bit.
No worries, mate. No worries.
So I'll get that sorted. I'm catching up with myself now. It's been a bit stupid. So I'll have to sort that. You've got to choose the colours and everything, and I was going to do a background as well.
Yeah, black on white. That's what it's just. I want it like a silhouette. Like basically how you showed it on that video is perfect.
Well, what I actually need to do is I need to do 2 versions. You have like the colour one, and then you have an inverse one, so that you can when you put it on your YouTube channel or you put it on a dark background, it shows properly. Because when you have a coloured logo on a sort of different coloured sort of foreground, you kind of like lose the logo. So there's always two versions: the coloured work,
okay,
and an inverse version as well, just so you can use it on different media and stuff like that.
You do what you want because I want to put it on a sticker as well. So
oh right, okay.
You do what you got to do.
Yeah,
I'll give you carte blanche when you can.
Brilliant. And same for me, Paul. So if you can, I'll send you a load of video clips if you can do us a new intro. And obviously, we're going to start using the Rev Bomb logo with just the helmet and the logo rather than using the ZX7 anymore.
Okay, well, I'm down in Milton Keynes in about a week and a half, so I'll pop in and say hello. Yeah. We'll have a chat.
Yeah.
And
brilliant. Quick one as well. I'm going to give these a plug. Lockwood has had his new T-shirts this week. If you haven't subscribed or bought yourself a Lockwood 92 T-shirt, Lockwood has them available. They're £26 each. And
did they only come in a 92? Because I need a 46.
Yeah, but Lockwood's got his new T-shirts look really, really bloody good as well. So, I'm having mine. The quick one on the MT T-shirts. They're doing an extra run for me, so I now have 20 of the buggers available. So if you haven't messaged me your address, Stu's already sent me his address as well. I'm going to send you 2 up, Stu. They've done me a deal. They're going to do me 20 for the price of 15. So when I go to Super Sausage, I am going to be giving out tank top T-shirts. And then when we do the mental health, because I think it's August, isn't it, Simon? The mental health ride.
Yeah, it's August. Yeah,
I've done them in XXL, so they fit over the top of your bike jacket.
Excellent.
Is this screen printing? Because
over my head.
I know someone that does embroidery. As long as your logo isn't too complicated, I know someone that actually does the embroidery, and they're actually not as expensive as I thought they'd be. So I'll forward details.
I use I think it's called close to. Let me just check what they're called. Close to order.
Where are they based?
I don't know where they are, but they're called close to order. They're on the net, but it works out it's $4.60 a t-shirt for the actual shirt itself,
Right.
plus the printing cost, plus the shipping. But because I order quite a lot, and they obviously rebranded my logos for me because with the YouTube and that, they did me a deal on it, and he said for the price of 20 t-shirts, we'll do it at the price of 15. So it's going to cost me basically a month's Google money off of my YouTube channel, but at the end of the day, it's a mental health awareness, and you know what I'm like with the mental health awareness thing. So I said to him, I'll slam the money into it. I'll cover the costs. To see Brandon's face when we all turn up at this mental health awareness thing and we've all got empty tank tops on, it's going to be worth it just for the pool, and then just get a good group photo. And then obviously I'm gonna do a I'm going to do like it's not a PayPal link, it's a GoFundMe thing, but all the money is going to be direct to an organisation, so it will go straight to the Mental Health Awareness Society. So Brandon can sort the money out; it will sit in an account, and then he can just grab hold of it and move it on. Quick one, Drew's in the side chat as well. So he's if you haven't seen Drew's latest video, he's done some really good stuff over the last couple of weeks. And obviously the Daytona thing and what he's done, and obviously Crystal. I commented on it the other day. Drew is banging out some damn good stuff. And someone said to me, "Oh, he's I think it's Ciro that do the suspension."
Yeah,
someone
Ciro, and it's CIRO, Ciro.
Ciro, yeah. And someone's like, "Oh, Jesus Christ! You know, we've seen this thing about Ciro suspension. Who does it?" And I went, "Hell's on two wheels. Go speak to Drew. Go jump on his channel. Blah blah blah." I'm not into Harleys, but you know, if you want to talk Harleys, Drew is the man. Ciro and all that, he's the boy to talk to. So go and jump on his channel. So yeah. I'd look like Bigfoot wearing a tank top. Yeah, it's at the end of the day, Stevie does it as well. You know. We cover a lot of Simon over here knows what I'm on about. There's a lot of ex-forces, ex-ambulance, ex-police, fire brigade. We've all been through the ringer, guys, you know. Oh, there we go. That's it. Hells. Ciro does my lighting and accessories. Yeah, because someone asked me about, you know, who is Ciro? Go and check out Els on Two Wheels. He talks Ciro. And he'll sort you out with all that sort of stuff. But MT knows what I'm on about as well. So MT suffers from the men. There's a lot of us in the room that all suffer from down days. Well, I'm not going to talk down days because the last time I mentioned down days, I got smacked up the arse by a car. So
I'm laughing, but that wasn't funny. I mean,
that wasn't funny because you didn't lube up or anything, did you?
I have good days and I have really down days.
It's on 9 o'clock, isn't it? Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah.
That was horrific watching that.
I haven't had a down day at the garage for quite a long time because every day is a new experience. That's why I just love my job, what I do. And I said to Phil the other day, I wish I'd have started this 20 years earlier rather than being stuck in a boring welding job at a factory. And I wish I'd have been out on bikes earlier. But I'm making up for it now because every day me and Phil just have a laugh in that garage. You know, me and Phil are literally...
You've been on the bike since you were like 14, 15, though.
Well, I started on 5 years old, but, you know, legally 17 years. I've been around bikes all my life, and I had a little bit of an outer where I went and sort of DJ'd a bit and pissed around with discos, but I just wish I'd have stuck on the bikes all, you know, all the way through. And obviously I've known Phil since we were 15, 16 years old because Phil used to service my vans for my disco. But me and Phil have such a you know, me and him have arguments. We lose our temper with each other. You know, it's a love-hate relationship. I love what I do. He hates me when I'm a pain in the ass at times. I talk too bloody much, like I'm doing tonight. But it's great fun, you know, and every day is a different day. You see a different bike every day. It's a different challenge every day. And we do have a good bit of fun about it. You know, we have crappy customers. Everyone has crappy customers, but it's such a good job to do. And I just wish I'd have started it 20 years ago, because I just love I would work there for a pit. If Phil said to me, I'm paying you $5 a day, and you come in and you got free coffee and a free sandwich, I would work all day in that garage just because I'm
There you go, Phil. That's a new contract coming.
Yeah, you have to be careful what you say there. But you talk about catching up. I got loads of catching up to do. I want to start working on bikes from the 90s and then gradually work my way up. But
Yeah.
I'm not keen on all the technology that bikes have nowadays. There's just too much to go wrong.
I really enjoy what I do, but you know, every day is a different challenge. We have a laugh, we have crap days, I have down days. I've not had one for 6 months, but you know, I'm not going to tempt fate and say one may happen in the next couple of weeks. I don't know, but I do suffer from bad flashbacks, and obviously Simon knows what I did back in the 80s. I get a couple of times a year where I'll wake up cold sweats and I'll go off and sleep on the sofa, and I won't talk to the wife for a week or so. But that's just to do what went on in the past, and obviously Simon knows what I did when I was young. But I haven't had a down day in absolutely ages, and it's just due to the fact that every Friday night I jump on here and I chat with you guys, and it's great fun. I give it my job away. I tell you, Ali, working with Phil, he's a pain in the arse at times. He does get grumpy, and even Phil said to me this week, you know, I am normally, they call me Little Hitler in the garage, because I push everybody to the limit. Phil has told me off for so many times, for booking over the mechanics. The mechanics get 2 catch-up breaks a day.
Exactly. And
the amount of times that I will book over their catch-up break, you don't need your catch-up. You can just carry on working. I work the whole day. I don't get a dinner break.
Rev, sorry, interrupt. Darren Riley's asked a question I think only you can answer in this room.
Oh, right. How do I tighten my throttle cable on a Titan? Little nut under the front or a little nut on the down at the bottom? So just adjust your cable, unloosen the cable, tighten the nut up. That will take up the slack in your cable.
There you go.
So it's easy. If you get stuck, send me a message. Drop me a message on my Insta. Drop me a message on the Facebook, and I will do your WhatsApp video of how to tighten a throttle cable on a Titan. It's a piece of cake. My MH, to be honest, been crap for the last week. Yeah. So everybody's Exeter's going. So cheers, buddy, for dropping in. Thanks very much. MT, if you get stuck, mate, just send all the boys are here. You know, if you get stuck with your MH, just drop us a message and let us know.
Definitely.
So this what the hell did you say? PTSD is not nice. Going back into sales and selling bikes, it's good fun, you know. Obviously selling bikes, but normally I am a right grumpy guts when I am behind that front counter, and Phil was like, "Oh, for God's sake, Mr. Grumpy Guts is here because I'm F this, F that." I've been on the spanners this week, and I've been even I said to Phil, I've been smiling like a bugger today because I'm enjoying what I do.
Yeah. Okay, Phil, you heard it here first. He'll work for a sandwich and a cup of coffee.
That's the way.
New contract coming. I'm a union rep. I'll write it up for you.
Yeah, thanks, mate. And it's all just down to the fact that what we've got at the garage gels really well. We have a bloody good team. You know, we all get on with each other. The crap's been outsourced and got rid of, but what we've got a very, very close-knit family. And you don't get that in many businesses. You go in like a main dealer, and everybody's like, oh, they go in, they do their hours, they crack on with their work, and they go home at 6 o'clock. With us, it's like, how did we get on with that one? How did we get on with it? Do you need a hand? Do you know? And the amount of times that I walk out the workshop during the day and go to Keith, you all right, Keith? How you doing on there? Are you all right, Phil? Blah, blah, blah. Anybody want a coffee? Right, I'm popping out for a smoke. And that's the way it should be. We have a bloody good time, and it's a laugh as well. The amount of stuff where you get in and you've got a customer comes in, is like, we had one earlier, and he said, I have headlight bulbs on my car. Can you fit them? Well, yeah, we can book you in for Tuesday. Oh, you not do now? What do you think I do? Stand around on my arse all day waiting for you to come in to change your bulbs? Oh, how much to fit? And you say to them, oh, you know, it's going to be 10 minutes labour. You're going to 20 quid to fit your bulbs. Oh, no, I fit myself at £2. You know, bugger off elsewhere then. If you think someone's going to spend 20 minutes under your bonnet fitting your bulbs for £2, mate, go off down the road.
Go to Halfords.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, go to Halfords. They'll put them in upside down for you.
Right. They'll make sure you've got the headlight antifreeze that you need.
Oh God! Someone actually messaged on. I think it was on the Facebook on one of the biker channels, and he said, "How do I change my indicator bulbs?" And someone said, "Unscrew the covers, change the bulbs, and add half a mil of blinker fluid." And he went, "What's that?" He said, "Oh, to make it shine orange, you have to add blinker fluid." Quick one.
We'll get that.
Zed, Paul's messaged you in the privates, mate. He said, "What's your email address?"
Cool. All right. What?
I actually worded that wrong. He's messaged you in the privates.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, anyway. So yeah,
He's messaged you in like your private.
yeah.
Well done, young Viking. Super sticker.
Do you know what? Greg's Bush put here. I've never had a job I actually look forward to getting up in the morning. If Phil is still here, thank you very much, Viking. Viking, drop me your email address. I'll send you a couple of stickers out, mate. Our hours of work are 8:45 until 6 o'clock. And Phil will tell you, what time am I normally in that garage every morning, Simon?
9:45.
Oh, thank you.
Mate, every bloody day.
Every morning I am in that garage 6:30, 7 o'clock, and people go, "Why do you go in so bloody early?" Because I enjoy what I do, and I get an hour of quiet time before it goes stupid.
Because if you don't get in that early, Phil will sack him.
Exactly.
We've got a P&O boss, Phil. He'll get rid of him. He'll employ someone for £2 an hour.
I'll tell you what.
Phil's a nice bloke. I like Phil.
I'll tell you what. I bloody love my job. It's probably one of the best jobs I've had in years. You know.
I'll tell you what. I don't know if he's in or not, but Phil's actually comes across as a really nice, friendly boss guy.
He is. Yeah. Me and Phil get on like an absolute. Me and Phil have been at it hammer and tongs. You know, where I've been
easy.
Careful.
It's gone 9 o'clock now. You can't start talking about that until 10.
Hold on. Disclaimer.
Yeah, you get pizza for his wages.
Yeah. See, do you know what? Me and Phil we've been to the point where I've been to the point where I'm like, fuck this, I can't do it anymore. I'm gone. And then we've sat down, we've chatted, and they're like, what frustrates you? This. For once this week, Phil's toolbox, he's got big green, I call it the Kawasaki toolbox. He's got his big green toolbox right next to my big red one. And that garage is an absolute shithole.
I so want to say something.
Yeah. Yeah. Up by the bike ramps, it's been an absolute shithole. This week.
So it is big green box against your red box, right up against the ramp. Yeah.
Yeah.
This speaks more about how your mind works, Simon.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, you're laughing as well, so come on.
I actually tidied the two bikes, polished Phil's toolbox, and cleared all the tools up.
Rev, you're digging yourself a big hole here, mate. I'd give up.
But
no wonder you're only getting a pizza tomorrow. You've been polishing his box all week.
No, it actually looks quite tidy up the top. You know, health and safety, all the straps put away, and it actually looks quite tidy. And I've
Oh,
actually been
There'll be
smiling.
no
Boy.
Friday Night
Enjoyed
Live
it.
next week because Rev Bomb's channel has just been cancelled.
Oh, here we go.
oh, dear.
Like I said, yeah, blinker fluid is a real money maker. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't
Oh,
complain.
crap. I
Yeah.
think I've hurt myself.
Oh,
Oh, dear.
my health on two wheels. I bloody look forward to this show every week. Polished Phil's box.
His
Oh,
big
dear.
green box.
His big green box. Yeah.
That's it. I'm sure there's a T-shirt in that somewhere.
It's got
I
me.
polished Phil's big green box. Yeah, up against the ramp.
Forget the empty tank top.
With my strap on.
I polished Phil's box.
Oh, and I'll tell you what. Everybody's going to go to Eclipse tomorrow just to see what happens, isn't they? You're going to have all these people in raincoats down there having a look
Through the window.
Oh,
Gosh,
dear.
that polish
through the window, dogging. Yeah.
Yeah.
fucking garage.
Everyone's got a mental image that Rev Bomb goes to the garage dressed like Bruno from like Sacha
I didn't
Baron
have.
Cohen
I have
and
now.
Bruno.
Thank you.
No.
Yeah.
Move on.
I wonder if I wash my eyes out with bleach, I can get rid of that image. Yeah.
Put the lotion on the skin.
Lotion on the skin.
Anyway, Hells, when are you going to jump in on this site? Jumping on the stream, buddy.
He said his internet's not stable
Oh,
earlier.
he's
so-
he said
in
he's
the
in.
back of the trailer again. Then
He needs a
Yeah.
bigger aerial on his trailer.
He's doing. I hope he's still doing it. I hope he's still doing it. Hell's your small channel mafia thing on
Oh, God,
Sunday.
yeah.
So if it's at 1 o'clock Eastern time, we've gone forward an hour, haven't we? So it'll be a bit early for us. But yeah,
so, yeah, that's going to be a bit later for us, then, isn't it?
that's all right. It's still good. It's still good.
We'll see if we can jump on it anyway.
Hopefully, he's still going to do that. I look forward to that one.
Hmm.
It is Mother's Day, so hopefully, my mother hasn't killed me because I did go to see her. Yes, so Mum, if you're watching this, I'm coming to see you. Surprise!
Anyway, this guy down the bottom. Are we still in the dog stanglies, Andy?
Yeah.
I am. Still in the bar.
Can't you see Fred on the wall?
Yeah, I was showing Phil the photos of your and he said, "Is that a shed at the bottom of the garden?" I went, "It's more than a shed." Have a look at this, guys.
It's even got a hooker in the corner. Look. Sorry,
Andy,
Shell.
Andy, have you got a full bar?
He has.
He has as well, hasn't he? Look.
Yeah,
Yeah.
look at that. He's got a
Andy,
telly as well. He's
Andy.
got.
Andy, where do you live? We're all coming down to yours.
That's all right. I'm coming over tomorrow night.
I'm emigrated.
I will find you.
I reckon between the five of us, we could drink that dry in a few hours.
I reckon I must have about 2 grams worth of booze in this bar.
Yeah.
That'll change.
Be about 70 pence by the time we've all
About
finished.
70 people by the time I've been over there.
Right here.
What's that?
That is 75 quid a litre.
What is it?
It is 130% proof, 65% alcohol.
Is that a cure?
Nobody's leaving without a hangover.
Exactly. Oh, moonshine.
Oh, moonshine.
Oh, save me some of that.
Andy, did you
Firefly.
get that at the Did you get that at the London Bike Show, the XL?
No, I buy this from eBay. It's a lot cheaper. The first lot I ever bought, funny enough, was at the XL about 4 or 5 years ago, and that really got me into my moonshine to the point I've actually got my own still.
Oh,
I've not yet blown anything up, but I've got to try.
Yeah.
But yeah.
that moonshine stand at the XL was getting a lot of attention. He was making money hand over fist, that bloke.
Yeah, very expensive. I've just noticed actually that garden centre is actually selling it, but it's extortionate prices. Get your ass on Amazon. Amazon's the best place.
Amazon or eBay, innit? So.
Prices for it, but yeah.
I'd rather go direct to where it's done. You don't know what you're getting on Amazon, surely.
You can go direct to where it's done, but you find it's more expensive.
Really?
Yeah. I've never had a problem with it. It all comes sealed. You're paying duty on it, so it's legal business.
And not after that, you buy it direct from Amazon. After 2 days, your eyesight comes back.
Are you going down tomorrow night, Simon?
No,
You're not.
no. Tracy's got Tracy's working. We got the shopping and that to sort and bits to sort out before we go round my mum's on Sunday.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So it's just me
unfortunately,
going
we're
out
gonna
to
be busy.
Andy's on my own then.
I'll have to message you my address.
Yeah. Because I said to the missus, I said, Andy's invited us over. She went, "Who's Andy?" And I went, "Andy with the BMW." Well, I don't know him. I said, "Well, we're going to go down over Saturday night." Oh, no.
She chose his comment for the prize.
Yeah. She's like, "Oh, you can go on your own then." I went, "Well, he's only Hemel Hempstead. It's not that bloody far. No, you can go on your own. I'll sit at home with the dog." So she's got the
Mrs.
Oh, no,
Track
yeah.
said I'll bring her.
she's got a car.
There'll be other women there, honest, and they
No.
don't fight. Well, one
No,
does.
she's like, "I'll stay at my mum's. I'll stay with the dog. I'll see you Sunday morning." I went, "For my birthday." I went, "All right." So not only can I not go out on the bike, I can't go out and have a beer with the boys. And she went, "Well, you can go Saturday night then."
And if you're lucky, she'll let you have the PlayStation for a couple of hours.
Quick one from John. He said, "Have you ever asked? Is there a serious booze issue going on?"
No, this is the thing. See, alcoholics have a problem with alcohol. I have no problem with it. I've got plenty.
Hey, alcoholics have a problem stop drinking, but if you just keep drinking, there's no problem, is there?
Exactly. And how many times in your the last 3 videos have you said, "Oh, there's a pub there. We might have to stop for a quick pint"?
Avoid
Every
hangovers.
5 minutes.
I think you mentioned it on the demo. Oh, pub. We'll have to pop in there later.
Did we not at one time, if you give directions, did you not actually navigate by pubs?
By pubs, yeah, that's how you did it.
People
Now the pubs are so far apart, you can't do it.
That's the problem, isn't it? They're all closing down.
That the one after, I think it was is it Eden Valley? Where you did is it Eden Valley run?
Yeah.
What was that idiot playing at on the bridge?
No, see, the thing is, there was 3 of us waiting to go over. Obviously, they're narrow, so we get 3/4 of the way across, and then he decides that he's going to pull across the bridge as well. What he had in his mind, but I ain't got reverse. Even if the 2 cars behind me go backwards, I'm not moving.
Exactly.
I've got a day. I'd have sat there, got my rod out, had a
You keep your rod away. That's another story. That's for another channel. Yeah.
Yeah, it might end up polishing Phil's box.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
We're doing well. We've got 21 watching. I've got 24. We've got 24 thumbs up. So we're doing well, boys. We're doing well.
Excellent.
I'm going to cover a couple of quick ones. You carry on chatting. I've just got to pull these up, actually.
Oh, yeah.
No, it's
Trousers are falling down again.
I've just got to find the post. Right, I'm just going to bring these up.
I've actually got the next episode waiting to go up. The Brecon Beacons, I managed to sort that out, but I won't be putting that up until it's rendered. So that'll probably be tomorrow or Sunday.
I'll put my 3 videos up today very, very quickly. My thank you one and me weekly meet one. And then on the way home today, I bumped into the Welling Stag Scooter Club. And I love Vespas and Lambrettas. And that was, I just had such a good time talking to them. Well, I had such a good time talking to them. That was good fun. But they were actually on their way to somebody's funeral or been at somebody's funeral. So, yeah, I found their Facebook.
You're not thought about getting another one, so are you really into your Vespas?
Oh, I would love to, but the one I want is far too expensive.
Yeah.
I could get an Italian import for about 3 or 4 grand. But if I want a really good, decent, good condition one, like a good condition P200, PX200, you're looking £7,000-8,000. You know, and then I want to spend another 3 or 4 grand putting chrome bits on it. So it's just a dream, unfortunately.
When the wife's gone, eh?
Found it. Right.
You found it?
Yes.
It
said to our 1400, and the guy has put a NOS tank on it. nitrous oxide tank on it.
Does he not like living's too hard?
No, he's put a NOS kit on it, but he's kept his NOS bottle in the fridge. And he obviously, it's on the, if you happen to be on the Kawasaki ZZR 1400 owners group, he's got his NOS in the fridge, and he's added a NOS kit to a ZZR. Do you really need NOS on a ZZR?
Only if you're racing.
You want your arms to be pulled off.
Only if you're racing on a quarter of a mile and you're at that classification of bike on the road. That's got no business being on the road.
NOS is probably cheaper than petrol at the minute.
Did you not see 44 Teeth when they did the shoot off between the 2022 Hayabusa and the supercharged Hayabusa?
Yeah, the TTS guys.
Oh, TTS, yeah.
That was quite a spectacular bit of work on that bike.
Yeah, absolutely. Because see, the thing about it, the thing about it was, guys. The thing about it was, is like it didn't. There wasn't a lot different. Obviously, the slightly longer swing arm, but I liked how they kept it similar to the original, and the supercharger didn't look too out of place where it was.
No, and they did the one against the H2 as well, didn't they? That H2 is a nasty bike.
Yeah, what I thought it was funny with the 44 Teeth one was when Al Fagan come back and the boy said, "How was that?" I was like, "That's absolutely brilliant." He's like, "I'll turn that up now."
Yeah,
he didn't even give him it in full power. He says, "I'll turn that up now."
Yeah, quick science lesson there from Howie about chilling your Entinox. Yeah, you can get hold of the Entinox. Those of you who don't know what Entinox is, that's what they give for pain relief.
Yeah.
Through breathing oxygen.
Nitrous oxide, it removes the nitrogen from the oxygen. Right, let me just go on to share screen. I'm just going to bring this up very, very quickly. Where's my Facebook? I'm just going to bring up this. So Darren is currently stripping down the GTR 1400.
Yeah, it's a customer's one that's needed rocker cover done, and he was doing the plugs and all sorts of bits and pieces on it. But yeah, he's doing that at the moment. He's doing that at the moment because what else do you do on a Friday night?
Exactly. Someone actually messaged me and said, "That's not your bike, is it?" I went, "No, I've been there, done it, had the t-shirt already."
No, I know the guy whose bike that is. Jeff, I think his name is. Yeah.
Plugs are easy. Rocker covers are an absolute pain in the ass. You've got to take the entire front rad and all the cowls off and all the fairing, the clocks, everything. It is an absolute nightmare to get. Crit one. There we go. Get a Royal Alloy, Simon.
No, I want a Vespa. It's got to be original. It's got to be geared. I want to get one that hasn't even got a oil interlube in it. I want to have to pour the 2-stroke oil into the petrol tank. That's what I want. I don't want an electric start. I'll be quite happy with a 6-volt Magnum on it instead of a 12-volt electric system on it. I'll be happy with that.
Yeah. About to say, do you remember when the old bikes used to be 6-volt and not 12-volt?
Yeah, that's the ones I want.
Yeah.
I had one, and when you got to in the 80s, and when you got to a junction, you put the indicator on, your headlight would go off.
Yeah,
until you revved it. And you had to keep the revs up to keep the indicator and the headlight going at the same time. And heaven forbid if you wanted to pull the brake on as well.
we had one in I think it was last week. It was a little Gilera 200. And I said to the guy, I went, done all the MOT test on it. And I said to him, I went, "You've got absolutely no headlight beam whatsoever." And he went, "Why is that?" I went, "It's literally just a blur. You've got no line and a kickoff." And then we looked at the bulbs and I went, "Hang on a minute, what the hell have you got in the front of the bike?" He'd got the halogen push-in twist LED bulbs that you find in your household sockets. The whole front end was literally the 12-volt push and turn GU12 bulbs that you find in your household bulbs. And I went, "Where did you get that unit?" And he went, "I bought it off of eBay." All right. It's an aftermarket fitment. Yeah, it's an LED, but there's no beam pattern. He went on eBay and he got the original headlight for 30 quid. Brought it in last week, perfect beam kick up, retest it. And he went, oh, he said, yeah, but them headlights are crap, mate. It's like holding a candle in the dark. I went, you ought to see some of the bikes that I ride. How bad was that XT, Simon?
I'll tell you what, I could have walked in front of it with a candle and that would have been brighter.
Yeah. We did Simon actually followed me when we took the XT back to the customer's house. And I've got Simon behind me riding the bike because Simon gave me a pillion home. And it wasn't until we got into Castlethorpe coming down the hill.
Yeah.
And I completely lost the road. I've got visor up, I've got my glasses off, and I'm trying to see the road. And then all of a sudden, the road just lit up. Simon's put the main beam on behind me.
It's Simon.
Yeah. All you can see in my mirrors is that GTR with like the array of the 6 headlights, all 3 each side, just lighting the road up. And everyone's like, Jesus Christ, what's that in your rear views? That's Simon on the GTR, because I couldn't see crap on the XT. He actually came in this week and he said to me, he said, I've had a little issue. He said, one of the engine light clocks or something, the bulb wasn't coming up behind the clocks. I said, oh, it could be a wiring issue, or you've got a bad bulb on the back of it. And best thing, pull the bulb out the back of the clocks, 2 screws, drop the clocks out, pull the bulb out. XT500s are really, really easy. And he actually came in the garage last week, Simon. He said, oh, can you thank Simon and can you thank Phil for dropping the bike off? He said, because absolutely, he said, I've watched the video. And he said, you don't show my address. I said, we'd never show an address. I said, it's me and Simon turning up, me and Simon leaving. You're never going to know where your address is. And he went, absolutely brilliant. And he said, and it's good to see that you're poddling down the A5 doing 45. And I went, yeah. I said, but Simon was in 2nd gear and waiting to go up to 3rd. First, yeah. But he absolutely, he was very, very thankful. He's left us a very, very good YouTube review, and a Facebook review as well. So he was well happy with his bike. He's now looking, because he's obviously got the 250 and the 500. He's now looking to find an XT125. And obviously,
hope he finds it, and you can drop that off on your own.
Exactly. Cheers, mate. Thanks very much.
I'm busy that day.
I'll tell you what, that XT500 sat on the front yard. Simon knows the story. It's ready to go. I think that was Thursday night, because I think we delivered it on the Friday, Simon, because we did. And that sat on the yard Thursday evening, and a guy walked in, he said, is the XT500 up for sale? And I went, no, it's a customer's bike. Oh, could you message him and let me know I'd buy it for $5,000? And I actually messaged Steve that owned the bike and said, this guy's just offered $5,000 for your bike. And he went, tell him to double it and I'll take the money. But to say that XT500 was a mint condition bike is an understatement. It was really, really good. And even Simon said to me, he said that bike is impeccable condition.
It was immaculate. It really was. It was in good. It was.
Apart from the fact that it threw 4th to 5th gear.
Yeah. It left us sitting in the outside lane of a dual carriageway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
he actually took it out a couple of days after, because I said to him, I said, there's either a cog issue or your 4th to 5th gear is not engaging right. And he actually had a look. He went out and he went, if I go from 4th to 5th, it throws a cog. So he's actually put it back into the people that rebuilt his gearbox, and they went, oh, it's the selector. It's not adjusting fully up. So they've sorted the problem for him. But obviously that was the issue. It wasn't the fact that the chain come off the cog. It was the 4th to 5th gear.
Yeah.
Which is why I sat in 4th gear all the way down the bloody A5, because I was so afraid of going to 5th gear. I'm like, no, we're sitting 4th. We'll do 45 mile an hour. Simon going to sit in 1st gear. But
fending off through all the fast-moving traffic. Yeah.
Yeah, playing with 70 mile an hour traffic. But he's well happy with his bike. So, but he's obviously looking at a 125 now. There's a quick one that's just popped in on my my YouTube channel, and someone said about the Lex Moto Tekken. The Lex Moto Tekken has discontinued. Yeah, the Lex Moto, they stopped that about 2 years ago, and obviously brought out the Assault. the Tekken was probably the best bike that Lex Moto did, but the engine wasn't that reliable. So says Paul falling asleep with his eyes open.
It's because it's dark and I was leaning back. It looks like my eyes are shut.
Yeah, the Tekken was a very good bike. Liquid cooled 125. I've still got a pannier set for that. So if anybody's got a Lex Moto Tekken, they want a full pannier set, I've got one in my stock room for it. But they obviously brought out the new Assault 125. Zed's internet's playing up. We catch us later. Zed, thanks very much for popping in, mate. Much appreciated. But yeah, Tekken, yeah, it was an all right bike, but the Assault's obviously taken over. The Iska's out. There is 2 new bikes coming from Lex Moto in the next couple of weeks.
The LXS.
LXS is, they're looking at doing a Euro 5 LXS.
That's nice.
But the one that I am pushing at the moment, and I have 2 of them. Phil, put your order in. Jack at Lex Moto has been messaging me for last week. He said, I've got 2 of these on hold. You need to pay your money, blah, blah, blah. Me and Phil have been so busy that we haven't had a chance to click the link and basically pay for the bike. But the Tempest is back out. Euro 5 Tempest is back on the market. So if you are into a Euro 5 Tempest, which was the cafe racer, I have 2 coming. Let me find the Tempest. Hang on, let me just go on to Lex Moto, and I will put the photo up for you guys. Lex Moto. Now, someone actually messaged me today, and he said, "Oh, have you got the LSN?" And I went, "Yes, I have. I can get you one."
Is that the naked one?
It's the one. It's nearly $4,000, but it is the full horsepower version. Right, here we go. Invite. No, share screen. Share screen and Lex Moto. Right, here we go, guys. So this is the new Lex Moto Tempest.
Oh, I like that.
Cafe racer looking.
It is bloody cafe. Now, the original version had a very round tank and a very round rear end. This thing looks, if you look at it, it's very 1960s BSA, Triumph.
Very Bantam-like, isn't it? it's
Bantam-like, yeah.
That
actually retails. Look at the price of that. 239. And then obviously you've got 190 on the road. So 2590. That is a mental bit of kit.
That's going to get a lot of people on the road doing their CBTs, isn't it? To get hold of one of them, and that is really affordable.
Yeah. The thing is, though, look at the horsepower. If I go into spec on this, guys, look at that. So you've got train drive. You've got 180/17. So it's 10 mil up from the 1990/17 that you get on a Honda. It's 126 kilos. You've got a 120/70/17 on the rear. So you've got a slightly 286 with the rider. But just look at the spec on this. You start going into the photos of it. That is such an amazing looking bike. Disc brake up the front. Got the HJ engine on it. Look at that cluster on it. The cluster on the rear. And that nice chrome exhaust as well. So you've got the full stainless exhaust. And it's a full stainless exhaust on that one. But the thing is, they've actually changed the Lex Moto badging on it as well.
I like that colour.
We've actually ordered one. We've ordered the black and we've ordered the grey. So if you go into the colour, it's only available in the blue at the moment, but they do a black version. They're sending me a black one. So for that amount of money, for a 125, you're talking really, really good bike.
I think it would be nice if they did a scrambler version, you know, like the Triumph scrambler. I think that would be a nice thing for Lex Moto to do. It'd give Mutt a run for their money.
Exactly. You see, the thing is, I do like the Mutt bikes.
Yeah, but they're very, very expensive.
Oh, quick one from Howie. He's feeling grotty. Obviously, Howie's got the COVID. Howie, get yourself well soon, mate. Plenty of paracetamol. Get yourself loads of booze in you. That's the best way to get rid of COVID. Ali's love it. Yeah, I do like the look of the new Tempest. Very, very cafe racer. I mean, a lot of the bikes are going back to the very 60s look now. The one thing that I do regret is obviously Lex Moto discontinued the Milano. And the Milano was a very, very 60s looking bike, and it was probably one of the best bikes that they sold. But you've got all these models coming in. You've got no electric models coming in. But there's nothing that is like retro appeal.
There you go, Ali. Work out a trade-in with Rev Bomb.
Yeah. Come down, get yourself a Tempest. We saw, now Simon wasn't there on Sunday, but one of the bikes that turned up at Super Sausage on Sunday was a Yamasaki 50.
What's a Yamasaki?
It is a copy of a Yamaha and a Suzuki, isn't it? Or a Yamaha and a Kawasaki.
It's a copy of a Yamaha and a Kawasaki. It looks very similar to the Honda SS50 come FS1E.
Oh, that'd be quite popular.
It is, but the fact it's a Chinese copy engine and it's come out of two separate factories. And it runs like a bag of shit. The guy, I think Phil left with his rocket before it started up, and everyone was looking at. Ali saw it. Yeah, the Yamasaki, very cute. He started it up in the car park for everyone to listen to, and it sounded like a bag of spanners starting up. The amount of rattle it had on that engine, and I went, "Where did you buy it?" And he went, "I bought it from at the other end of Milton Keynes." And I went, "Oh, well, that'd explain it then."
So I take it doesn't have a balancer shaft then.
It sounded like either the tappets were loose or it got major ball wear. But if I
probably
talk,
been ragged around all over the place, so it's going to be rattly and loose.
If I can't mention the dealer, but if I talk other bike shop in Milton Keynes, Simon will know what I'm on about. And to say that bike was set up, you know, you might as well just set it up with Stevie Wonder could have done a better job of servicing it.
And he just called to say.
Yeah, he just called to say I love you. Yeah. But you know, Yamas, if you're after a cheap bike, then yeah, but would I buy one? Bloody hell no. And then we had another girl come in this week. She bought a Cypher off us. Now Simon don't like his electric bike, so I'm gonna blank him out the screen here. She came in with a Cypher, and she said to me, she went, "Oh, she said, I need a little bit more power out my bike. Should I upgrade to a 125, or should I de-restrict my Cypher?" And I went, as soon as you de-restrict your Cypher, you're out of warranty because you're using the bike outside. What should I do? Trade it in. Put your bike on Facebook Marketplace, or upgrade the battery, upgrade the controller. How much for the battery? 800 quid. How much for the controller? 400 quid. So you're chucking another 1,200 quid in the bike for the bike to do 70 mile an hour for a 30-mile range. What could I do better? Buy a bloody petrol 125. What's the best bike? And she actually tried the Iska out. And I said to her, a lot of female riders ride the Iska. If you want to go on my YouTube channel, watch some of my Sunday rides to Super Sausage, see the Iska that's being ridden by Ali. And she went, oh. So she actually came back to me yesterday and said,
I think Shell's cooked your dinner, Andy.
Yeah.
For a bag of crisps, and they were launched from behind the bar at my head.
I thought Shell had cooked your dinner.
So she sat on the Iska. She's seen a couple of Ali's videos of Ali riding the Iska, and she said, I'm 17 in 3 months' time. What colours have I got on the Iska? So you've got the black one, you've got the grey one, or you've got the what one would you suggest?
Hello Kitty one.
Go for a pink one, yeah. Go for the grey one. how much would you give me for my Cypher? And I went, roughly around about this, or advertise it on Facebook. She put it on Facebook yesterday, and she phoned me, I think it was yesterday evening, and said, my friend's just offered me 1,500 quid for my Cypher. Should I take it? And I went, rip the bloody arm off. She's had it a year, so she's paid 2.5 grand for it for the first year, 1,500 quid for the second year. Yeah.
If you speak to her again, tell her I'll give her 1,600 quid for it, just so I can put it on top of a bonfire.
I'll tell you what, I like the Iskas. I like the Iskas, but them little Cypher electrics, I like them.
I like the Venom. I think Venom was one of the best Lex Motos that they did.
Venom is probably one of the best films you're going to see this year.
Yeah, exactly.
The only Venom you're going to get out of me. My boy actually had one. He had the Venom.
Do you know what? Of all the bikes that Lex Moto have done,
It's like the Venom.
No, Arizona.
Arizona? Was that the Cruiser?
It was the very first Lex Moto Cruiser to come out. Let me just find a photo of it. And it was based Arizona.
It's a bit like the Michigan, isn't it?
But this will shock you. When the Arizona first come out, just look at the price of what this was. Let me just go into my... There we go, guys. Look at that.
Oh, I like that.
1,150 quid, you could have an Arizona. Now, back then, it was 90 quid on the road fees. So, 1,240 quid for £1,000 and a bit. You could have a 125.
That's crazy money.
Yeah. And
you can have it in red or black.
You can have it in red or black. Now, we had a customer that actually phoned Phil last year. He said, I've got an Arizona that's been sat in my shed for 4 years. It's not been started. And Phil said to him, initial investigation, hours labour, this is what it is. We'll get the bike in, we'll strip it down, we'll have a look at it. All it needed...
Just a quick message for MT Belly's Mrs. and Kira.
Go on.
Hello Kitty stickers, Amazon, best place for them. You get loads of them.
Oh, brilliant.
All for his
this customer brought his Arizona in. We cleaned it. We polished the chrome. I think the entire job was about £600 to actually get the bike running up to spec and get the chrome shining, all buffed up, coat of ACF 50 on it. The total cost on his bike, I think it was about 400 quid or something. But for the price of what he paid for that, he paid 800 quid for the bike, 400 quid. So that's £1,200 for the bike. And he actually sold that bike out at 1,950 quid.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
And he sold it in Marketplace. And he said to me, he said, what is the best Lex motor that you buy? And I went, the Arizona every time. And it's very similar to, do you remember the Suzuki VM125, Simon?
Yeah, I was going to say, it looked familiar. Yeah.
Everybody had a Suzuki 125 and they either baggered it or bobbered it, and they just kept going and going and going. And then obviously it was the next thing that obviously Lex Moto brought out was the Michigan. MT, is that the bike that the Michigan? Yeah. And it's exactly the same chassis, just changed the engine up, changed the back wheel swing arm, and it's still got the SY125 engine in it. Because the Lex Moto engines are very, very easy to remember. So it's SY, GY, all around about the same engines on those. And then obviously they brought out the water-cooled versions. And someone said to me, oh, yeah, but the LXR, LXS, they're all shite engines. And I went, do you know what? It's exactly the same engine that they put in the Aprilia 125. It's just a Chinese copy. They all come out of Zhongsheng in China. And we had an argument in the workshop because one of the dads come in with his son to look at, it was the ZSX-F. So, Shelley had one, Shelley and Steph. So Shelley had the ZSX-F. She sold it to Kirsty, who still got it. And the dad come in, he went, oh, I said, that's the ZSX. Oh, yeah, but you could buy a CBF Honda, and and it's a grand more, and you've got the reliability. And I went, it's exactly the same bike, mate. It's just a slight difference. And he went, what's that? I went, 500 yards. I said, one is made one side of the factory and the other one is made the other side of the dual carriageway in the other factory. And it's exactly the same engine, which is just that one is branded with Honda on the covers, one is branded with Lex Moto. Exactly the same engine. And he went, oh, so what's the difference? I went, £1.5. You're paying for the name Honda. And it is exactly the same with any bike. As soon as they all come out the same reason in China, even Kawasaki are getting involved in Lex Motos now. The new LSN, all the new bikes now, Kawasaki, Honda, Yamaha are all getting involved in Chinese parts. All come out of the same factory. Apart from BMW, that is.
Well, hang on. The Chinese are on, what is it, the R9T? That engine comes from China.
Exactly. Everything's coming out of China at the moment.
One comes from Bulgaria.
Yeah, and you get a lot of people that are going, oh yeah, but I
Uncle Bulgaria.
Yeah, we get it on the
Really? Engine, so it's more slightly higher, isn't it? Than Lex. That's how they look.
The Lex Moto owners page, I've bought a Lex Moto. It's the biggest bag of crap I've bought out. I wouldn't touch it. The electrics are crap. Blah blah blah. The engine's crap. No, it's just to the fact that you ride it like an absolute knob. You've got no maintenance skills. You don't know how to look after your bike, and you're ragging it around like a piece of shit. If you're gonna rag your bike around, it's not going to last you 5 minutes.
And not only that, they probably leave them outside uncovered as well, which doesn't help.
Yeah, same engine, but the electrics are notorious. They're not that bad. The best thing to do. And we had it with the LXRs, the LXSs. We had it with what was the other one? The Lex Moto, the Chieftains, the Chieftain scooters, where the lock barrels were letting in water. And I said to people, the best thing to do is get yourself some lithium or electric grease and just smear it on your key, put it into the lock barrel. Why? Because it's going to electrically insulate your lock barrel. And then we had some guy come in, he went, oh, yeah, but I put WD-40 down my lock barrel and it keeps cutting out. Well, yeah.
It's the worst thing you can do.
That's the worst thing you can do, banging banging oil down your lock barrel. Yeah, Triumph's not built when I'm going to the factory. My birthday. Oh, here we go. Phil's off the Triumph for the weekend.
I wish you'd known you was going, Phil. I would have come with you, mate. We could have ridden up there.
Oh, Dunlife's just joined us, guys. So, hi, Dunlife. Good to see you, buddy. Right. How are we doing? We're at 10 to 10. So we've got 3 hours to go till the live stream in America with Military Biker. About an hour to go.
10 minutes.
Yeah, and about an hour and 10 minutes until we flip over to Simon's channel, where Simon does the post-show RB. A few more subscribers to your channel. Quick one. Here we are. Problem with the Lex Moto owners pages. They all spend too much time messing around with their bikes and not leaving them alone. It's exactly that. If it's not broke, don't fix the bloody thing. So stop fiddling with your bike. I get it.
Fiddling with your wheels, you go blind.
Yeah. Is a very, very simple one, and I do it on every video. Every time someone rides a Lex Moto, they bang on, the tyres are absolutely shit on the Lex Moto. The tyres are not shit. They're a nylon tyre, normally a Maxxis but Maxxis tyres are prone, every single scooter in Milton Keynes or coming out of China has a Maxxis tyre on it. Yes, it's a nylon tyre compound. But how many bikes, and we're going back 70s and 80s now, Simon, how many Japanese bikes coming out of Japan and China had nylon tyres on?
All of them.
Exactly. And did we have an issue on nylon tyres?
No.
Because you ride within your limits. If it's a wet day, you're not going to be barreling into roundabouts at 90 miles an hour.
I must admit, in the 80s, a lot of us fell off on roundabouts. But
exactly, yeah. But it's the same thing again. You ride within your rider limits. You're not going to be barreling into a wet roundabout at 30 mile an hour like you would on a dry day.
There's one thing I don't like on bikes, the current new bikes now, and that is the side stand switch, because what a lot of people like to do is, while they're getting their gear on, starting the bike and let it warm up, but you can't do it on a lot of bikes because of the side stand switch.
Exactly, yeah, because you got the kill
It's
switch.
Moto side step. That's disabled, so she can do that.
Well, on my Sinis Terrain, I actually cut mine off because it was just such a pain in the neck.
I'm going to go around the room here. So David Hernemar has just commented, what were all you guys' first bikes? I'm going to put myself in the shit. I'm going to start off first then. So 5 years old. Yeah. Fuck off, Simon.
Yeah, the little wee basket on the front.
Yeah. 5 years old, I sat on a bike. 12, I started riding my dad's BSA Bantam. 13, I had my first BSA Bantam and I motocrossed on it. KX250, 420 KTM. 16, legal. I had a Pooch Maxi 50 pedal along because it was my granddad's bike. 17, I took my test on my dad's Honda Super Dream, passed my test and went to a ZX9, ZX13, Lavona Jota, Moto Guzzi Le Mans 850, Fireblade 1000, 600,000, shitloads of Kawasaki's. Left the business for a few years, came back about 8 years ago, ZX7, my CBR 600F, Simon, remember the red one? Then ZX7, I've now owned a GTR 1400. So I've had about 20-30 bikes through my experience. I am currently looking, if anybody out there has got a 2-stroke KTM 420, message me. I want a KTM 420 again. I just want to go out motocrossing again.
And we all know what KTM stands for, don't we?
Yeah, exactly.
Keep taking money.
Keep taking money. Cross to Simon. Simon, your bike history.
My first bike was a rally chopper, and then I had the BMX.
Is it red?
My first motorbike was a Vespa PK50 in 1985. I was 16, manual geared on a B plate. There you go.
Keep
first
going.
Bike. Andy?
Well, my first bike, I had an MT-05, which I rode illegally for a little while.
No, you just rode it while you was waiting for your license. That was all.
It's true. I actually got 11 points on my license before I got it. Kind of a piss. But it was an MT-05, Honda MT-05, and it had a 75 bore kit on it, and we rejetted it, and we put bigger reeds on it, and it ran like crap, but it went like stink.
Paul?
My first bike was a Kawasaki AE50 right back in 1984, 85. And then
84, so you're older than me.
And then I am older than you. Then I borrowed a friend of mine, Kawasaki Z650, which I weeded into the wall. My first legal bike was a Sinis Terrain 125, which I sold on Facebook Marketplace. It went within half an hour. And I'm currently looking for my next bike. I've been using a friend's Triumph Trophy 1200, which is a nice bike, but it's got too many issues.
That'd be like a Lonely Arts fucking column.
Hey?
Yeah.
It's starting to sound like a Lonely Arts fucking channel, isn't it?
It is, isn't it? I used to have her, but she's left me now. She's no longer with me.
450 for days out.
On my wish list, though, I think I've been looking around on eBay.
Oh, no.
I quite like the idea of a idea of a Suzuki GSX 750F.
I've just had something pop up on my YouTube stream. Have you had the same link just pop up on yours, Simon?
Not yet. I haven't. No.
Oh, get ready. Uncle Red and Rhythmic have just they've just sent the link. Oh God. If you remember Two Birds, One Cup.
Oh right, yeah. The two of them on the one bike. I watched that one earlier. Yeah.
It's just popped up on my. I looked at
Have
it.
a look at the comments on it because I made some pretty good comments on that one already.
It's just popped up because I looked at it. I thought, no, it can't be Two Birds, One Cup. It's two idiots, one bike.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's a bit pornified, isn't it?
Yeah. Leyland Job. My son is 16 and after a 50cc geared bike. I don't know if you can get one there, can you?
CC geared bikes are really hard.
I'll tell you what, if you can still get one, the Lex Moto Hunter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Lex Moto Hunter. Don't buy Yamasaki because you'll get it.
I wouldn't. With a 50cc geared bike, you'll be changing gear every 13 seconds or 10 seconds.
I know, but it'll do him good. He's only 16 until he gets to 17. Then he can jump straight on a geared.
It's good for learning the gears, getting through the box.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
If you go on a lot of my earlier videos, if you just put Rev Bomb Lex Moto Hunter, and you'll notice I get 1, 2, 3, 4 straight through the box and then get the power on. You have to get through the gearbox as quick as you can. Or the easiest option is to obviously go Lex Moto Cypher, but it is a twist and go electric bike. But the Cypher does get there. A 50cc. That last Hunter video I do, I actually slate Lex Moto in it. I'm like, how long does it take you to get to 30 mile? And we actually count it out. It's 28 seconds to get to 30 mile an hour. 1
second for each mile an hour you go faster.
Yeah. It's a 4-speed bike, but it takes you forever and ever to get there. And I would not say get a geared 50 as the first bike. Get yourself either twist and go scooter or get yourself an electric.
Who's the guy that's got a YouTube channel? Who's the guy that's got the YouTube channel? He's got 50cc geared bikes.
Rory, Nitro Rory.
Nitro Rory, that's it. What bikes has he got? I can't remember.
They're all two-strokes. They're old ones, aren't they?
Oh, are they?
He's got an FS1E, Honda SS50. He's got a lot of the classic bikes.
Yeah, there's some great bikes he's got. Yeah. And they're lovely little things.
You see, the thing is, I think Simon and Andy probably had FS1Es or SSs.
Everyone had one of them.
Yeah. I was just pedaling along on my pooch backseat to try to get the 30 mile an hour quicker.
We was towing him.
But for a hill. You know, it was a learning experience, you know, from going from a 420 KTM that would hammer around a motocross circuit to go into something that was 30 mile an hour, if you were lucky.
If you pedaled hard enough.
And if you could pedal fast enough. And it taught you respect for the road. You know, you were constantly watching your right mirror for incoming traffic. And
I don't know why you want a KTM enduro bike. Why don't you go for something like a CRF 350? Much better, much more reliable.
It was just the fact that when I was from about 15 to 17, I did semi-professional motocross. Have you not heard the story, Paul?
I'm trying to think back when you actually...
So, you must have heard the story. He tells it every week.
Oh, Buckie, now I tell it every week. 13-year-old. I was 13 and my dad put me in to do motocross. So I had a KX250. And I was doing... we were at Brackley doing the motocross meet. And my dad's doing my bike. My dad was my mechanic. And this guy came up from KTM and said, "Oh, we've just watched your son in the last race, and I won the race." And he said, "Would he?" Yeah, cheers, Andy. Thanks a lot, you bastard. He said, "We're going to give you a KTM 420. Would you ride it in the seniors race?" I said, "I can't ride in the seniors because I'm a schoolboy." we want to put you at the back of the pack in the seniors. And I went, all right, on a 420 KTM. So they started me, there was 8 in the pack, started me in 8th place. 16 lap race. By 10th lap, I was chasing down the leader. And the leader just kept pulling away from me, pulling away. Every time I goaded him, he just pulled away from me. So I came in 2nd place. The manager of Team KTM came up and went, well done. Do you want a contract with Team KTM at 13? And I went, all right. Blah, blah. My dad went, what does he do? Ride our bike. We'll pay him for riding the bike. Blah, blah, blah. And the guy walked up and went, introduced himself to my dad. And my dad's sitting there going, and I went, who's that? He said, that was Graham Noyce. Back then, Graham Noyce was the world champion.
I know Graham Noyce. Yeah.
Yeah. I went to Team KTM, and obviously Graham coached me under his wing to ride Team KTM.
Oh,
when I did my bike test at 17, I got wiped out, and I ended up with, well, you know about the pin in my knee. And my doctor would not give me my medical certificate to race because of my pin in my knee. So it wiped out my motocross career. But ever since then, I've been looking for a 2-stroke KTM 420 because it was the bike that I rode when I was 15. I found one. The guy's in Newbury, but he wants $4,000 for it. And I'm not prepared to offer $4,000 for a KTM 420 from 1982.
Yeah, but either that or you're going to end up with a shed of a bike that you're going to need a lot of fixing up on because...
Yeah, this thing runs, but I've still got the GTR to pay for. So when I get my insurance money, I may think about obviously getting myself a car. And everyone's like, yeah, but it's not a road bike. Yeah, I just want it to rag around the field. I've got to that age where I just want to do childhood memories, where I just want something just rag around the field. And it's very similar to what Phil's done with his lad. They've gone out and bought a drift car. So Phil's got this BMW in the garage that is just a pure track drift car. So the fact that him and his lad Taylor can go out and just go to a track at the weekend and go drifting. And it's just one of those childhood things that you want to fulfill before your bucket's down.
Well, it's a 1979 bike, isn't it?
Oh, piss off, Phil. Come on, guys. Stop being unfair. Dave never repeats himself.
He'll say that again in a minute.
Yeah. It's just something that I want to do. But, you know, before I decide I'm too old to do it, I just want to go out and do a bit of motocrossing again. I just want to do one of my schoolboy fantasies of going out on a motocross bike again.
But you want to do it before you get too old, so it's quite urgent then, really.
Exactly. Yeah, I've got much time left for that, Simon. So you know, it's just one of quick one from MT. The Mash Dirt Track 50 is a geared bike. There we go.
And the WK Colt, yeah.
Yeah. So there are a couple of 50cc geared bikes about. But obviously hunt around the internet, see what you can find.
Yeah.
I'm telling you now, you got more chance of getting struck by lightning down a coal mine than getting hold of one of these.
Yeah, but you know, if you can get on it, get yourself an early 80s 50cc geared was really good bike, and they had reed valves where you could pull the pins on the reed valves and get them to do more speed.
Yeah. No, never been to the Isle of Man TT. Don't like crowds. Don't like people.
Been there, done it.
Don't do camping. So.
You've seen the price it costs to get your bike over there now on the ferry. So many people are doing the TT religiously now don't go because of the cost.
What is it? It's about 500 quid, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's an absolute fortune for to getting over there for the TT and back. It's an absolute disgrace what they charge. And then you can't find anywhere to stay because everybody's selling off their bleeding garage to your people to sleep in. So you end up in a tent, and then it fucking rains on you.
A tent? No, I don't do tents.
Yeah, I'm doing a tent either.
Well, you never get.
There's no bloody room service in a tent. I ain't staying there.
No, or a mini bar.
Yeah.
Oh, Isle of Man.
Fuck, it's cold when you put your arse on it in the morning.
But there you go. Right, so while Red Bomb's gone, what can we do? Come on, we've got to get him at least a strike. Oh, too late, he's back.
I'm back. Only went for quick league guys.
Well, my Dunlife had a question there. RB, it was like, when do you guys think power is just too much on a bike?
Let me just have a
Unlike up the top there, yeah. When it melts your battery, or we're not talking that power. When you can't keep the front wheel down, yeah.
That's a very subjective question because at the end of the day, it depends on your maturity and your discipline on the throttle.
Oh, stop being sensible. You're being sensible. Get that fucking head off.
I haven't had any alcohol. That's why, mate.
Get pissed, quick. Hurry up. I'm going to have a drink.
I'm going to have to get a bottle of that Bucky's or whatever.
Tell you what,
I'll tell you what, there's loads of cheap vodka about if you want some from Russia.
What is that? What is that stuff?
It is tonic wine. I thought it was Scottish because obviously Zed's been drinking. It's actually made. Look, there we go. Look, there we go.
What's in
made
it?
by the Benedictine monks in Devon.
Okay, I'll give you a clue. It's called Buck Fast. Okay, and what is a buck? It's a male deer. Male deer piss.
Look at the bloody alcohol units in there.
I can't see that. What is it?
14. It's got 14 units. And the alcohol.
14 units in one bottle.
Look at the alcohol content. There we go.
See. Oh my God, you're kidding me.
15% alcohol.
How come you're still coherent?
He's been drinking that same bottle for the last 4 weeks.
Yeah. I can normally drink a bottle of this a night and it doesn't affect me.
That's like white lightning, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like white lightning. Do you remember when you were 16 and beyond?
And he's on the white spirits.
Yeah.
This is 2 shots of Southern Comfort, 2 shots of Malibu and lemonade.
Yeah.
Andy, you could put that in your bike and run for a week, mate.
Yeah, the thing is, do you remember when you were like 16 behind the skip at the school disco with a bottle of White Lightning?
White Lightning's cheaper than petrol.
In my day, it was
I've started putting vodka in my bike. It's cheaper.
About £1.70. Well, it's about £1.70 for 2 litres White Lightning. Cheaper than petrol.
It was either White Lightning or what was the other one? The old strong brew or something, wasn't it?
Special brew.
Special brew. That was
syrup. That and super tenants.
Yeah, super tenants. Oh, yeah.
Super tenants. Yeah, stay away from Stella.
Just out of curiosity, I've noticed
tenants in here.
Has anyone else noticed that they put petrol down 5p, but the garages haven't actually budged? I went to Costco's.
Because they put it up 10p.
I went to Costco's the other day and I filled the bike up and it was I think it was 155.9 or something like that. The Chancellor put petrol down and he went to 150. So he put it down 5p, he'd actually put it down 2p. A lot of the other garages around here haven't put it down at all. Profiteering bastards.
They're just trying to make the money out of the Chancellor, that's all. They're recouping for last year, aren't they?
That's okay.
Last 2 years of lockdown.
You didn't see the guy on YouTube charging up his electric bike by filling up his diesel generator, which cost him £50 to fill up the diesel generator to charge his electric bike.
Yeah.
If I had an electric bike and had to run an electric car, I'd wire it into the street lamp out the front. The only problem is it goes off about 11 o'clock, so you wouldn't get any charge until 5 in the morning.
That's right. The clocks go back, you get an extra hour to charge on the lamppost.
When do they go back? This Sunday.
This Saturday night, Sunday morning.
Actually, no, go forward. The clocks go forward, don't they?
Forward, yeah, Saturday night, Sunday morning.
Yeah. I'm going to put my clock back just for jollies.
Oh man!
So you can be 2 hours late. Yeah.
Time.
By the amount I drink, I lose fucking days, let alone hours.
Have you? I think it was. I think it's the Isle of Skye, or one of the islands out in Scotland. And this guy's actually cottoned on that there was a burst water main, and that was leaking in the local river. But it was so out in the neck of the woods that no one had cottoned on that this water main was leaking. And he actually bought a Pelton generator and put it under the burst water pipe to generate his electric. So he's stuck this Pelton generator under the burst water pipe, generating the electric, and wired it into the mains of his house. And then the electric company said, well, I think we've got an issue with your meter. And he went, why is that? He went, because you've only used 7 pence this week in electric. And he went, no. He said, I'm charging my own electric. How are you doing that? He said, because I've just wired straight into my fuse board off a generator. Well, where are you getting the power supply? He went, I've got a burst water main. I've wired a Pelton generator into it.
Got my own little hydroelectric dam going on.
He's got his own little hydroelectric. And they actually sued him and fined him £250 for supplying his own electric, because you have to register that you're using your own electric into your house.
Yeah.
So what about people? What about people that have got their own little solar panels then on their house? How does that work?
Yeah, they have to register with the electrical company. Because
to
what they do is they want the excess electric from the solar panels, they sell back to the electric company.
Yeah.
That's a really
and I bet we can't charge them a frigging standing charge.
Exactly. Why didn't you get any money back off that then?
I can tell you one of my Simon knows about him, Jimmy, that's lives on my friend who's a country musician. He bought 20 acres of Canadian Rockies, and he lives on top of the mountain. They've got a stream that runs through, so he's got a hydroelectric plant. He's got a composting toilet. He's got a hot tub blasted into the rocks. But I was chatting to him the other day, and his kids they're 12 years old, and his kids have all got Glock handguns on their hips. And I went, is it that bad that your kids have all got handguns to go to school? And he went, no. He said, when they get to school, they hand the handguns in. And I went, so why have your kids all got handguns? He said, because they walk through the woods, they have to carry a handgun in case a bear attacks. He said,
arm our kids before they go to school.
Yeah, and he said, all my kids are handgun trained, but there's I think 60 people in his town, but he lives on top of the mountain and he lives off grid, and it's great fun. And he was actually showing me, I showed Simon the photos of his house the other night. It's literally a 6-bed log cabin on top of the mountain, and to get off grid, I tell you. Oh
God bless America.
Yeah, well, it's Canada.
Well, it's Canada, isn't he? So.
Canada, sorry, yeah.
Don't call Canadians Americans. They don't like it for some reason.
Oh yeah, that's like calling the French heroes.
If you ask a Canadian if he likes an American, he says yes. It's a nice barrier between us and the Mexicans.
I actually had a message today, Simon, and you might know this guy, Filthy French Fry.
Name rings a bell. Yeah.
Do you remember it? It's me, the Filthy French Fry.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's back again. He is back again.
Well,
he's
God
doing videos again. God help us.
God help us.
Yeah, God help us. He was the one that sent my channel over 1,000 because he goes through. He's got this like horrible, grating voice, and he goes through this bridge going ring, rev bomb, bing, rev bomb. No. I had so much stick.
So you're saying he likes the rim rev bomb? Was that?
Yeah. I had so much stick for the first 6 months. People going, "Oh, is rev bomb because you rev your bike?" And I went, "No, just a nickname." I'll blame Phil for that.
Yeah,
I can get away with
Phil,
it.
it's your fault.
Yeah.
Eat half his pizza tomorrow.
Yeah, eat up my beat. It was just the fact that every time I pull in the garage, I'm like, "Ving, ving, ving," and he went, "For God's sake, stop rev bombing." Yeah. I'm like, all right, and that's how the name stuck. Because I was going to call myself Biker in Milton Keynes. That was the original name. And it was YouTube Vlogger in Milton Keynes. And then Phil come up with it. It was like, everywhere you go, you fucking rev bomb. And I went, all right. And when I put the name Rev Bomb on YouTube, and obviously this American guy messaged him and he said, yeah, no. He said, I don't do many videos. I do wheelies and stupid stuff. Just call yourself Red Bomb UK. And I went, all right, brilliant. So that's how the name come around. Blame Phil for it.
Yeah.
There's an idiot in America that's got a YouTube channel, Mad Maxi. Have you seen him?
You've got Mad Maxi, you've got Max Wrist.
No, this is Mad Maxi. He's a complete tool.
Oh,
Oh,
and he's had a max wrist.
I've heard of achy wrist.
Yeah.
Absolute tool, that guy.
That's too much porn up, that is.
I'm surprised
Well,
he's
yeah.
still alive.
You see the guy. I think he's 85 plus, and he's popping a wheelie between two cars at 85 mile an hour. I'm like, how you haven't killed yourself?
How's he got to age of 85?
Mm. And then obviously he had the big crash last year, where one of his mates got seriously injured and unable to ride. And everyone's like, "Oh yeah, told you it was coming." Yeah, it will be. If you're going to ride like a loon, then fate's incoming, mate. It's just one of those things. You know it's going to happen.
Play silly games, get stupid prizes, isn't it?
Exactly. Yeah. Whereas most of us we ride within the limits, but you're still going to get the cager that decides to do something stupid, which is why I decided to obviously go out with Simon and do these Rosper rides. I thought I was probably one of the best bikers in the world. I can ride a bike. I can ride a sports bike. How much was my score on the first ride, Simon?
Out of 100.
Yeah,
I can count it on one hand, can't I? Yeah.
exactly. I went out. I've got to do because obviously Nick's not getting a lot of interest in the Rosper, is he, at the moment?
No, not at the moment. No.
I went out with Nick. I did the first ride, and he said to me, "How do you rate yourself?" And I went 60-70%. I'm bloody good at what I do. And he went, "All right, I'll measure you." And blah, blah, blah. And I went out on the first ride, and we went down to H Cafe. And to say I was embarrassed and annoyed with myself for my riding skills, I
know, but everybody gets lost, don't they? So
yeah. Apart from the fact that I got lost, Simon, how bad did I kick myself when I got to the cafe?
pretty bad. Pretty bad.
Yeah. And Nick said to me, he said, "Bum, this is what you did. This is what you did. I've scored you 13% out of 100." And I went, "Seriously?" And he pointed it all out, and I went, "Do you know what? I'm not that good, am I?" And he went, "It will come with learning."
I've gone for his.
I was on the GTR, so obviously I was getting used to the bike. He did allow me a little bit.
You're the best at it.
Yeah, but he threw the book at me, crossing double white lines on corners when I could see the. And I said to him, "Yeah, but I could see the road." He said, "You still cross the double white line. Big no. Pulling up at a junction, leaving my bike in gear, not in, coming into corners, and I got nothing behind me, nothing in front." And he said, "Why did you not indicate?" And I went, "Well, I've got nothing in front, nothing behind. You still got to indicate."
See, what I don't understand is the difference between the advanced riders on the police bike safe scheme and Rosper, because I got a couple of mates in the police that are police motorcycle riders, and one of them is going off and setting up a business as a motorcycle instructor. So he asked me to go out with them to act as their guinea pig. So I had to go on a ride out with two police officers. One had a marked bike and one had an unmarked bike. And the only good thing about one of them being on the marked bike is no one dared overtake. So that was quite good. But they did like a mock assessment for me on my riding. And we went all the way from the McDonald's on the A1, going up north towards Rushden, Kimbolton, and all the way round back through Bedford and to Sandy. And the second part of the ride, they said, "Right, you've got to follow and keep up with us now, because we're going to be riding to the limit, not above the speed limit, but we're riding to the limit. But if you don't feel like you can keep up, then drop back and we'll wait for you." But that's like waving a red rag to a bull, because of course I'm going to want to keep up with them, because that's what you do. But they assessed me at the end of that, and I was actually quite pleased with the result. But there again, I haven't slipped into any bad habits from riding on my own a lot. I've literally come fresh from the test for the Mod 1 and Mod 2 in the last couple of months, so I've not got into any bad
So they
habits.
were assessing you on the DVSA standards for Mod 1, Mod 2, well, Mod 2 standards. Then is what they were assessing you on, not on
No,
advanced riding.
they were assessing me against the Bike Safe initiative from the
Oh,
Advanced Rider program, and
Right.
showing me how to ride like how the police ride. And the thing that they don't do, which I found interesting from what you said about the ROSPA, you got marked down for leaving your bike in gear. I don't understand that. Did you get any explanation as to why they like you to go into neutral on a stop?
If you're sat at a junction or a set of traffic lights and your bike's in gear and because I've got the terrible habit of left leg down, hold the rear brake, clutch in, holding it in first gear. So I've got, obviously, if something's coming in my mirror, I can drop the clutch and move.
Well, that's
And
right.
Nick
That's the control position that you were taught in Mod 1 and Mod 2.
Yeah, but Nick actually said to me, if you're in gear and someone comes and slams you up the arse and your bike is in gear and you've got a top box on your bike and you drop the clutch, where are you going? You're going with the bike straight on. The bike is not going to throw you off. You're stuck on the bike with that top box, which is a perfectly feasible answer. And
and even when you do LGV class 1 and 2 and PS3 for doing your bus license, if you're stationary for more than 15 seconds, you're supposed to put the handbrake on.
Yeah,
it's just very similar, and it's for more or less the same reason. So there's no chance of you jumping forward.
And the other points that I got, and I still do it very, very occasionally, don't I, Simon? On my GTR, I will stick my knee out.
You did that on the XT as well, yeah. I did point it out in the video.
Yeah, he points it out. Because I've ridden sports bikes for 40 years, I've got a very, very bad habit of sticking my knee out because I'm used to doing it on track or doing it on corners and feeling for the corner with my knee. And I did it on the GTR with Nick, and Nick said to me, "Why do you stick your knee out?" And I went, "Because I'm feeling for the corner." He went, "You are not going to get a cruiser or a touring bike over that far that you're going to feel the corner with your knee."
And he went off.
Yeah, and he said, he said that the second thing, you're unbalancing the bike. And I went, all right. He said, because you're feeling for the corner, you're not putting your weight down with the knee. And he actually said to me, he said, for the next 3 corners, do not put your knee down, grip the tank with your legs as though you're riding a horse, grab it, squeeze with your legs. If it's a left-hand corner, push down on the left peg. If it's a right-hand corner, push down on the right peg. See how the bike feels. And I actually took the next 5 or 6 corners and we got to H Cafe and I said to Simon, do you know what? I actually cornered the bike a lot better at lower speed. And he went, why? I said, because I pushed down on the peg. And Nick said to me, how did that ride feel? And I went, the last half of the ride, after you told me it pushed down, and he said, I could see you better through the corner. He said, the bike actually steered itself through the corner. You wasn't fighting. He said, the first 5 or 6 corners, I could see you fighting with the steering and counter steer.
So do you lean with the bikes, you guys, or do you counter lean just because the GTR's quite
I lean and counter lean, but I tend to push down. If I'm doing a right-hand corner, I'll push down on my right peg. The bike will push itself through the corner. If you look at last week's ride, where I'm going down the A5, and I go into the corner coming up to Super Sausage, go into the roundabout. As I come out the corner, you look at the angle I've got on that bike as I put the power on, and it's just
it's quite a lean.
Yeah,
that's like my 30-degree lean I saw on that.
I've got my leg pushed down on that bar, and I'm just putting the power on, and that's just a simple fact that Nick has taught me to push on the peg and get the power on early.
So what you got on your GTR? You got a maximum of 35-degree lean before you do some peg scraping, don't you?
Exactly, yeah.
Whereas Andy, your GSA, your GSA, I reckon you could get quite far down on that. You got quite a high clearance on those pegs.
Most I've got it down to, because I follow it on the app. The most I've got that GSA down to, bearing in mind it's park trial tires, is 31 degrees. And believe me, that's enough on a GSA tour.
Oh yeah,
that's enough. But yeah, I've actually my front tire is actually squared off on one side after the whale strip.
Oh, really?
determined to get it over even further. And yeah, I couldn't. Not on those tyres. But again, it's a different profile of tyre. Put a different tyre on, you'll get a different lean angle.
You got dual tyres on yours, haven't you?
Yeah, yeah.
The thing is that when we did I think it was about the third or fourth run that we did out from the place at Milton Keynes, and Nick actually came up to me and said, "You're due for a tyre change." And I went, "Why is that?" He went, "Have you seen the back tyre on your GTR? It's like a 50p piece. You have squared the edges off on your tyres." because he said, I went, "Really?" He went, "Yeah, because you are leaning it like a sports bike. You need to ease off on the corners, let the bike do its own thing, and you'll round your tyre off." He said, "You are leaning it like a track bike." And I've picked up so much off of Nick. And I think the other one's, is it Andy?
Dave,
that's it, yeah. Nick and Dave just teaching me stuff. And these guys are so clever. And I thought I was God's gift, you know. I really thought I was a good biker. And they've taken me from like there to thinking I'm really good to me feeling like I am shit. I know nothing. I am.
That's when you start learning. That's when you start learning, though, is when you get taken down a peg or two, and then.
Yeah, it's me thinking, oh well, you know, I can ride a bike. I am the god, you know. And then Nick's dropped me down a couple of pegs, and I'm thinking, shit, you don't know everything. This guy is really offering some good advice. Take it on board. Well,
they always say every day's a school day. You should always be learning because there's always something.
As I've said on a few of my videos now, you know, Nick is probably one of the best riders that you'll ever go out with. But he will give you the advice. He'll offer the advice. If you don't take it on board, then, you know, what's the point in him trying to teach you that you need to do this? Because if you're not going to take it on board, and I said to him, and he said to me, "Why are you doing this?" I said, "Well, I've been riding for 40 years. And he went, "Yeah, but why do you want to do the Rosper course?" And I went, "The simple fact, I want to be a better biker. At the end of the day, I want to stay alive for another 2 years." And he went, "That is the answer that I wanted. You want to improve what you
do. The other
do."
little naughty thing as well, I've noticed when you ride, you can tell you've done track riding. You trail brake on corners and roundabouts.
Oh crap! Yeah.
That is something that a lot of people get picked up on.
I went out. We have two Simon will know. So we've got two CBT schools in Milton Keynes. We've got Learn to Ride, and we've got Mark Page at Ridewell. I went out with Guy last year, and I tend to do two sets of lessons every 6 months just to keep myself up to standard. I went out with Guy. We rode out Milton Keynes Bowl, and we got to the Thurston roundabout, which is a quarter of a mile up on Cardo. And I'm into the first corner, and he's like, "Get off your f***ing brakes!" What? You're on your front brake? Am I?
And if the bike dips,
I'm trail braking on the front brake.
Yeah.
And he went, "Get off your front brake." We got to the second roundabout at Loughton, round by the fire station. Same thing again. "Get off your front brake." And I've done it again. It took me half an hour to relearn myself to get off of my front brake and stop trail braking.
Yeah.
And then did the course, come back, and he went, "Lot better. You're gearing yourself down for the roundabout. You're putting yourself in at the right angle." Boom, boom, boom. And everyone said to me, "Learn to Ride. He's very, very excessive." All right. And I went out with the different CBT instructor. So I went out with Mark Page from Ridewell, went into the corner, and I trail braked. I come out the roundabout, nothing in my headset. Got in the second roundabout, and I trail braked. Same thing again, nothing at all. And we finished the course, and I went, "You didn't mention that I trail braked." And he went, "No." He said, "I noticed your brake lights coming on going into the roundabout, but were you trail braking off the front or the back wheel?" And I went, "Front wheel." I said, "I tend to hold the brake, roll the throttle, and ease off. So it's considerable movement."
Well, it makes the bike further, doesn't it?
Yeah. And he said, "Why do you trail brake going into a roundabout?" I went, "Because I'm putting brake force on the front wheel, and it's a bad track habit." And he it's not a bad track habit at all. And I went, yeah, but Guy at Learn to Ride pulled me up on it. And he went, no, because if you're putting brake force on your front wheel and you're putting downforce on the front wheel, you're cornering harder. He said, the only time that you will come unstuck is if it's wet, damp, or patchy. Do you ride different in wet weather? And I went, hell of a lot slower. And he went, exactly that. He said, you're assessing your road conditions. You're looking at the condition of the road. You're looking at the weather conditions. You're looking at how you ride. He said, I don't have an issue with trail braking. And I went, yeah, but other schools do. And he went, I'm assessing you as a rider. If you're trail braking going into a roundabout, he said, everything you did on that ride was 80, 90% perfect. He said, the only thing I picked up on, and I went, what's that? He went, you pulled up a junction and left your bike in fucking gear. And I did it again, which is what Nick picked up on, that I don't leave my bike in neutral at a junction.
Okay, I don't think, even though that if that's good practice, I don't think I'll see myself doing it. But the other thing that was observed with me was the use of the back brake versus front brake.
If you're using back brake, yes, you're going to slide the rear end. But if you're using trail braking and trail braking is very hard to tell someone how to do.
It's
so you're coming into the roundabout. And you're going to basically pull on the front brake, roll off on the throttle, but you're going to be holding that front brake. As you come into the corner, you're about 60% into the corner, you're starting to turn, you're going to start increasing the power and letting off on the front brake. So trail braking is, you're either going to get it 100% right, or you're going to screw it up and screw the front end out. So it's a very, very hard thing to learn unless you've done track days. Oh, Phil's off to bed. We can talk what we want now. Hey, good night, Phil.
Right, Phil, I'll ring you in the morning, tell you what you said.
Yeah. So there is a very, very good channel, and I actually fell out with the guy that owns this channel. It's Moto Jitsu Simon.
Yeah.
And he talks how to trail brake. And he actually pulled me up on one of my videos about trail braking on the road. And he said trail braking on the road is totally different to what you trail brake on a track, because it's a different type of tarmac. It's a different type of road condition. And on a track, you're not going to get all the grit, all the diesel, all the shit on the road that you get on a track day. So, yeah, I can take on board what he said. But at the time, and I'm like, whatever. And I basically unsubscribed from his channel. But looking back, yes, the guy was actually talking sense. And Simon will agree for that. Track days and road days are a totally different subject.
Yep.
But I do tend to trail brake quite a lot. And even when even the pack ride with Andy, when we did the pack ride down to Super Sausage, I think you, where were you? You weren't with us, Simon, but even Andy, Andy was up the front. I think we had...
Buckie in front.
Yeah, you were up the front. Steve was there. You overtook the van, and I came in on a trail brake, and I came in hot. But it was the fact that Steve saw me over his shoulder that he moved over and let me in. And I came in very, very hot with trail braking on that one. And
I find with the GS, if you let off that throttle, it's like putting your brakes on. Exactly. It has actually got on there. I can turn it off if I go into Pro, but normally the engine braking on that GS is better than your brake.
Yeah. Whereas you don't get it on the GTR.
You'll notice it a lot more at the end of my next video. When you watch the, I called it a bonus bit, the last 5 minutes of my next video that I put up. We'd not long left the pub, and I was having a little play on the way back on some of the faster Welsh roads. And stop laughing a little bit. It was in kilometres an hour. My speedo was in kilometres an hour. I'm putting that forward now for the law. That you will hear that bike. The engine braking on that bike is phenomenal. But that's the nature of a twin, I suppose. The nature of a big twin. But, yeah. In my defence, it was kilometres an hour.
Yeah. Which is one of the things, obviously.
Someone poke Simon, will they?
you can't change yourself. As I always say, you can't change your habits overnight. It's something that you've got to learn. It's got to become muscle memory.
It is. And the thing is, we're all guilty of picking up habits from when you're driving your car, riding your bike. You know, you pick up habits that just become natural, and it's unlearning those habits that's the hard thing.
Yeah, exactly that. But you know, and you
I'll
get
say, watching
these...
Mad Old Biker, I feel like I'm on an episode of Who Would Live in a House Like This through the keyhole. You know, it's taking me around.
Who lives in a house like this? It's really quite amazing.
Yeah, who would live in a house like this? Just check
They'll
out
pick on the radiators. Probably big enough.
You know, for most, you know, most of us here are over 40, so I'm going to.
Speak for yourself. I'm only 27.
Yeah,
I'm 21.
exactly.
Shut your face.
Most of us older bikers will admit to we do things wrong. You know, we look back and we think, shit, I shouldn't have done that. You know, going into corners too hard.
No. What we do is we look back and we think, fucking hell, I got away with one there.
I got away with that. Yeah, but you look at Rhythmic. Rhythmic done one recently on his screw ups where he comes in a little bit too hot and goes up the inside of that car. And he actually said, "Jesus Christ, I got away with that." You know, we all do it. We all push it a little bit hard. But how many 17 and 18-year-olds can push it to that limit and go, "Oh, boom, I screwed it up, bang"? Because next thing you see is them wiping the bike out.
Well, it's the fact that you've got the experience behind you. When you do screw it up, you can recover it.
Recovery self, yeah.
Yeah. Or you find your way out of that little situation, like going up the inside of a car where a lot of people would grab the brakes and fall off.
Yeah,
Well, I need to figure out.
Lock the front end up, turn the steering too hard.
I need to figure out how to blur out the speedo before I put my next YouTube video up, because I went out.
It's very, very easy, Paul. So what you do, Filmora, any of
upload it, and then you can do it in YouTube editor.
All right, because I was following my mate.
Bear in mind, if you use a YouTube editor to do it, it's a pain in the arse. It will miss it, and it will take days and days and days for it to write. Best thing you can do is just put a little picture of something, yourself or whatever, over the clocks for that specific time. Just that you use YouTube editor to do it, it will take you frigging days. It's a nightmare.
Well, I was following my mate on his speed triple last Sunday, and we overtook a car, and before I knew it, I was doing about 120.
That's a lot of kilometers an hour, that is.
Yeah.
That's what you need to do. Go to, if it's Filmora, any of the editing programs, go to the beginning where your clocks start jumping up. Click that video, so trim it there. Go to the end where your speed comes down, trim it there. Go to the beginning of that section of video and go to motion capture. Highlight your clocks, put a motion blur on it, and then edit that section with the motion blur on it. Job done. Have a look at a couple of my videos.
Yeah.
If you get stuck, message me and I'll show you how to motion blur.
All right, I'll have a look at that. But I can't put up my latest YouTube video from last Sunday because I thought, if anyone knows what they're looking at, even though on YouTube you can't quite see it because it's an analog dial, it's not like it's a digital one like your newfangled bikes. But
no,
have a look at
the speedo is. Yeah, you know for sure when your speedo on an analog dial is sort of like going to like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. You know you're into naughty numbers.
Yeah, have a look at my last video that I do, where I do the super sausage run where it's packed out. There's a certain, I'm not going to tell you where it is, but there's a certain section of that video where the first time in, I think it's 9 months, Simon, I open up the GTR and there's motion blur on it. To say that I am in 3.5 figures heading for the 2 is an understatement.
What's the highest you've ever taken your GTR?
70 mile an
hour. Should I say, Simon?
You was on the
70
track.
mile an hour.
How far?
It's not been recorded because I deleted the video, but I will say 164.
Oh, it's quite respectable.
It's
I was
not
on a track,
because
of
it
course.
shit the life out of me. I crapped my pants. I didn't think that it would do that much. If Simon knows the road, I came under Stacey Bushes,
Oh, yeah.
sitting
You
at.
came under Stacey, did you just say?
Better off coming over
Yeah.
Stacey Bush.
I came under Stacey. I was just short of the 80, so I'm sitting about 78.
I know that road really well.
Yeah, got to Central Milton Keynes, and I'm still sitting at 78, 80. And you've got the straight past the station.
Yeah, I know it.
Yeah, and I dropped it to 5th and dropped the hammer. As they say, drop the hammer. By the time I got to the Granby curve, coming left-hand bend, coming into Granby, I am at 1.5. And I'm thinking, shit, shut this down. Shut this down.
1.5 mile an hour ain't that far.
Yeah, and it's still pulling. It is still pulling to open up. And I'm like, holy crap. To say that frightened me and gave me a brown pants moment. And it's the first time once you hit 4,000, it came in about 3,750, Simon.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as I hit 4,000,
and your fuel gauge, going the other way.
The fuel gauge goes, boop. Yeah. And that is the first time in Christ, it must be nearly 9 months to a year that I've actually opened that thing up. But I did not record it because it was just, I rode it fine. And then I thought, oh, I've got to be about 120, 130. And I looked down and went, oh, shit.
Yeah.
My license has gone here. Yeah. I actually mentioned it in the Super Sausage Run where I actually say this thing, it goes to warp factor 10 before you even know it. It will take your license very, very easily. Or if you're just too heavy with the wrist, it will take your life.
You want to be careful.
Having Captain Picard on the captain's chair behind you, he just says engage and off it goes. It's fucking
This time of year, old TVP are out above the bridges.
If you're not respectable with a GTR, that thing will take your license. If you're really unrespectful of it, it will take your life. And it's one of those things where I've said to Simon, I've got to get used to the power, getting used to obviously rolling that power. The amount of times I've gone down the A5 at 65 mile an hour on that thing, and Simon's like, come on, I'm not got out of second gear yet. But I am very with a bike. Even that XT5. How long did it take us to get down the A5 with that XT500?
A week and 2 days.
A week and 2. Every bike that I ride, I get used to. It's a customer's bike. It's a customer's bike. Respect the bike. And even my GTR, I respect. That thing is literally. It's like a tiger in a cage.
Was that an original XT500 or one of the retro ones?
It was the original XT500.
Oh, what, a kickstart?
Yeah.
Oh.
It is. We had a customer offer someone walked on the yard and offered me $5,000 for it. And I went, no, it's a customer's bike. And we phoned the customer and he went, tell him to double the price. I'll take the money.
Yeah.
We took that back to the customer. He actually thanked me for the video, and he thanked Simon for bringing me home. He had a little bit of issue with the clocks, a little bit of electrical sorted now, but he's very, very happy. And he said, "Can you please pass a message on to Simon? I'm very, very happy with he's watched Simon's video, he's watched mine." But he said, I couldn't have asked for a better service out of Eclipse, and I'm like, that's what it's all about. At the end of the day, we're there to offer a service. But, my GTR, I'm still not fully, I'd say I'm 75% of the way there. Simon's known his GTR for years and years. He knows how to ride that bike. But I've stepped from 750 to a 1400. That is a big step for me. And I've still got to respect that bike. You know, that thing is, if I don't respect it, it's going to bite me in the arse and rip me off and throw me down the road, and I don't want that.
I want to go on that GTR.
Well,
You can ride rev bombs anytime you want.
Yeah, me and Simon, hopefully, hopefully in the next month we are going to do a swap. I'm going to ride Simon's GTR. He is going to ride mine, and we are going to do a YouTube comparison. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
That's your answer to that.
Yeah, we were talking about that a while ago, weren't we?
Yeah, we're going to do a comparison, and then obviously we're going to get Andy to jump in with his tractor.
You can take the tractor out for a bimble.
Yeah, we'll have a bimble on the track.
Yeah, what you have to do is when you take it out, you have to do what I did, just take it down all the muddy roads, or through all the big puddles.
I
all nice and dirty.
I wouldn't want to do that because it'd make me feel guilty, and I want to clean it. And ACF.
I don't feel guilty. Andy loves washing his bike. He really does. He's got OCD. He loves washing his bike. It's one. It gives him pleasure.
Unlike the GTR, I can just take it through a deep river and let that wash it off.
Right.
You can take the one with the green bits on it. How's that?
Exactly.
The only thing about riding the GTR is getting your feet on the floor.
Exactly. Yeah.
Quite a low bike.
How many we got left now anyway? So we've still got we've still got 13 watching. So jump in the ring,
13 more people to piss off.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. How many people can you send to Pornhub at this time of night?
13 more at least.
Exactly. Right, Simon, you've got the room for 5 minutes. I am going to have a quick leak and a cigarette. The room is yours, mate. Try not to get me banned.
Right, what music does everybody want to listen to? I don't know.
70s background music.
What was you know when we went touring through Germany, what was the GTR averaging?
I was getting over 50 to the gallon out of it.
Yeah, that's good. My last the one I've done to Wales, I got 48.
Yeah.
Which I don't think is bad to up touring, and we did do a lot.
That's good. That's good. I mean, when we did Germany and that, we wasn't ragging it through the roads, and there was a lot of hill climbing and that involved, which dropped it a bit. But there was also a lot of downhill low gear.
Yeah.
And
I think mine would be close at the mid 50s. You know, if we was actually in Europe doing them roads. See the roads that I've gone through, Devils and all that. It's a lot of low gearing. And I still managed like nearly 40, well, just over 48 to the gallon, which I don't think was too bad.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good going. I mean,
I was happy with that.
When I use mine for commuting, because I had the battery off last week, so it's reset everything. So this week I know I've got 51 to the gallon on commuting, but I do a lot of filtering every morning. I've been filtering, so that's first, second gear, for a good few miles down the motorway, and then on the way home the roads are empty and I'm opening her up and I'm hitting 70 mile an hour.
Yeah, I noticed on mine. If I sit at a steady 60, that figure return over 60 miles to the gallon.
Yeah, so the GTR's got the variable timing, or mine's got the variable timing on the valves as well. So below 3,500 RPM, it's not fucking using nothing. Yeah,
I got the same with the shift cam. You know, it shifts.
Yeah,
it's basically their version of variable valve.
Yeah, but because it does that, it uses next to no fuel. I mean, I'm sitting at 70 mile an hour in top gear on the motorway, and I'm not even pulling 1,700 RPM. It's just just a bit above tick over.
Yeah, to answer Leyland's job, what country was your best tour? For me, my best tour was Austria. I love Austria. I love Bulgaria. So if you head down through Germany, you get into Bulgaria, then you hit the Austrian Alps. Now, the Austrian Alps through to the Swiss Alps is some of the most stunning riding I've ever done, and I will be going back there next year.
I think mine has to be when we was in Germany. We went to the top of Mummelsee. That was my best one because I got Tracy to scream at me.
Michelle to scream at me coming back from Switzerland, chasing down that GTR, that Jitsa. But that was funny. But no, Austria for me. Austria, Bulgaria, into Switzerland, through the Alps there. Stunning. I mean,
I've got to admit,
Pyrenees.
Tracy only screamed at me because I followed Darren through an overtake that weren't really on. But I trusted Darren to get through, so yeah, I went.
That happens a lot, yeah, but no. Yeah, Austria.
Tracy was that pissed off. She actually used my full name, including my middle name. She was that pissed off.
Oh, you've had it. If the middle name is mentioned, kiss your balls goodbye.
Yeah, that was it.
Quick one.
So I
from
called her a
Leyland.
cunt and she went home.
I'm back again. So, quick one from Leyland. What was your best tour?
Yeah, we done that.
Oh, right. Okay. Brilliant.
Moving on.
Best tour is probably going to be coming up this year. It's going to be June, where Andy goes up to do the NC 500 to meet Lockwood, Zed, Burning Gas, Hauling Ass, all the boys up there. Me and Simon are up the weekend after. I'm going to come up on the Friday to obviously ride with the boys Saturday and come back on the Sunday and ride back with Simon. So that's going to be the Scotland tour this year. Watch out for the video on that.
Darren and Steve on that Sunday, because Darren and Steve are heading back.
Oh, cool.
Permitting me and Shell are off to Carl Dutz's country. Hopefully meet.
We're going to try and meet up. I'm going to try and line up something for August where I'm going to get a weekend off, come up to try and meet Carl up on that one. So I'll let you know on that one, Simon.
Yeah. Well, I'm going down next month, April. I'm heading down to Cornwall, and I'm supposed to be meeting up with Exeter and Howie somewhere, and we're having a coffee and an hello. So
yeah, let me know on that one. So I'll try and get out for that one as well if I can get a weekend off.
When are you going down there, Simon?
I think it's the week. It's the same week of the Good Friday. Good Friday that week. I'm going down there on the Monday and I'm coming back on the Friday. It's about the 11th of April.
Oh, cool. We'll try. Obviously, if it's bank holiday, I'll try and get out on the bike that weekend. Yeah. So.
But say Tracy and I are going to Cornwall for a week of riding around there and annoying Cornish people. So
yeah, because obviously my stuff is obviously oriented around garage time at the moment because we're down to 3 mechanics, so it's literally me, Phil, and Keith on the spanners because of issues that have gone on. Obviously, you know about we mentioned about Rebecca last week, so I can mention it now. If you didn't know what happened at the garage last weekend, obviously I was in the garage on a Thursday. Rebecca had a phone call and her dad had died of a heart attack, so she don't mention it now. Yeah, so her dad died of it was a massive embolism of the aortic artery or something. He just killed over in the kitchen. We literally dropped everything in the garage to help her out, but Becca is literally my partner. She's a great person in the garage. Phil, Simon's met her. Becca's really good, but obviously we're backing her up 100% on what she does. But obviously she takes over, hence why I've jumped on the spanners now for this week. So me, Phil, and Keith are on the spanners. But she is handling that front of house better than what I would do. So she's really on the ball at the moment. She's banging in the bike servicing. I've got a lot of bike services coming through. So yeah, well done to Becca. So she's pulled it out of the bag. She's stepped up to the mark. Good, good girl. But we should try and get down to see Exeter. We'll try and get up to see Carl as well. Get a couple of rides out this year. Time is coming up on 11 o'clock. So we are jumping over to Simon's channel for a couple of hours. See how long Simon lasts on the live stream. I'm going to go off grab a couple of hours kip because obviously I get up at 5 a.m. every morning to jump down to the garage. So I'm going to grab a couple of hours kip. We shall see you all on MB's stream. Military Biker is on at 1 a.m. UK time.
Midnight.
Midnight or something, our time or whatever, because these clocks go forward or whatever.
On the touring, if you're ever that way, Northern Luxembourg is the closest you're going to get to some perfect roads.
Brilliant. Simon, plans for the weekend?
Housework and visiting mummy on Mother's Day, because if I don't, she won't buy me presents.
Paul?
I'm going to be going back home to St. Neots, and I'm going to be doing some website work because I've got 2 websites to finish, and all you guys want logos, so I've got to set up some templates with some software to sort of get some logos done. Sunday, obviously, the Grand Prix. I might go down to my sister's to see my brother-in-law and watch the Grand Prix from Chessington. That's pretty much it. It's not exciting, but hey ho.
Oh, typical. Hells has just literally got some good internet. Hells, jump onto Simon's channel. He's up in a minute, mate. Jump on his channel. Andy, plans for the weekend?
To get as absolutely wankered tomorrow as I can get and take every fucker with me.
Brilliant. I shall try and get down for an hour, mate.
I love you, Andy.
You're down in Hemel, aren't you, Andy?
Yes, mate. I've just I did WhatsApp you my address.
Yeah, I've got the address. So if I can get down for an hour tomorrow,
Nick's posted to me. It's unreal.
Yeah. A quick one from Hayden. It's Super Sausage on Sunday. We're off for a kip. Hayden, I will not be out this weekend because obviously it's the wife's birthday on Sunday, so I shall be.
And it's Mother's Day, so none of you should be going out. You should all be going to see your mum if you've still got one.
I haven't got a mummy anymore.
Oh,
well, you can go out then. You're allowed out to play.
Mummy, mate?
So the ride out from Eclipse is next Sunday, not this Sunday, because obviously Mrs. B's birthday. Hells is on the channel, guys. So Hells is here. How you doing, buddy?
What's up?
We're going to be quick one from Hells. Obviously, we're going to be jumping over to Simon's channel because I'm off to grab some kit for a couple of hours.
Drew, you got Wi-Fi in your car, mate?
Yay!
Yeah.
He's parked outside McDonald's on their free Wi-Fi.
Hey, why not?
Hey, that's what we do. No, I finally got some good internet, so I can stop and say what's up. So,
What's up?
Hey. Last video you did was really, really good. Crystal's done some great video.
Yeah, she's getting better at it, especially with me having to work rallies and do other stuff. So.
Stop me playing.
We're all going to be jumping over to Simon's channel over here. So
I want to grow a beard like hell, so I can stroke that instead of my willy.
we're gonna all jump over to Simon's channel in a minute, guys. I'm gonna go and grab some shut eye for a couple of hours, and then jump over MB's channel at 1 o'clock in the morning.
Simon's stroking his beard. He hasn't got.
Whatever you're doing this weekend, though, happy Mother's Day to everybody. Don't forget UK time. The clock's jumped forward 1 hour from Sunday. Simon's on the stream. Don't forget, like, subscribe, Simon GTR 1400. Down in the bottom corner over here, Andy GSA Tractor. He needs as many votes as he can. He's done some really good Wales rides up there. This man at the bottom, Ciro. Everybody keeps messaging me about Ciro, and I went, I don't know shit about Ciro. If you want to talk Ciro, go and talk to this man down here. He is the man to do. Hell's on 2 wheels. Go talk Ciro with him. I don't know shit about Ciro. Suspension components. I'm like, I don't know shit about Harleys.
Lighting. They do lighting, not suspension.
Lighting and suspension. Yeah, I don't know shit about it. It was like, everyone's like, what's this thing about Ciro that you're on about? And I'm like, I have no idea. If you want to talk to Ciro, this is the man that is the 100% aficionado of Ciro. He will tell you all about what Ciro do. He will tell you all about how you can get discounts, how you can get parts from Ciro. Go and talk to Hells on Wheels, Hells on 2 wheels, because I don't know crap about anything that's, I don't tend to be, if someone says to me, oh, do you know about this on a bike? And I went, I don't know shit. Go and talk to this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy. If you want to talk Ciro, this is the man down here. Hells on 2 wheels. He knows everything to do about Ciro. Go and speak to him. He will tell you all about Harleys and Ciros and how to do stage 1s and stage 2s and All about
What not to
Daytona.
do.
Yeah, what not to do. He's the man to do it about. Go and
How to
talk
get
to
fucked up and end up in jail.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
I'll get locked up. You know, and the last thing I want to do is try to be. Oh, I know about this. I know shit about it. So go and talk to this guy down here. But he would tell you all about how to get the discounts. He'll give you a discount code probably.
And don't forget, if you do what Hells does, you will wake up in jail.
Exactly. or either that,
Yep.
or you're talking.
Don't do what I do.
Yeah, or you end up with 14 strippers around you, all going topless or whatever.
Did he say he wants everybody to go topless?
Yeah.
And if you haven't seen his trailer, oh god, this guy has a trailer to die for.
How much? Come on, then. How much would you be looking at on a trailer like that? Because that's the most awesome thing I've ever seen in my life.
Around 150,000 US.
That's just amazing.
About what, £120,000?
Somewhere around there, yeah.
I would sell my left nut for one of them.
All
Well,
you need to
just
do is
wait.
find another $149,999.
Yeah, probably. How many donations?
Just wait.
would
I've
that
been holding off on that because we've been building
work.
the trailer out to fit for the studio and the garage and everything, and then I'm going to do a big video to show the setup.
Nice.
That trailer is to die for, I tell you. That trailer is awesome.
My wife has a question. Why do you always say left nut and not right nut? He said, why is it when a man says he always sells his left nut, he never sells his right nut? I tell her it's because it's the one you grab first.
Because the left nut's the one that drops. It's easier to get to.
There you go.
Someone's paid too much attention to other men's nuts.
Exactly.
No, only mine. Only mine. You have to check them regularly. Men's health. You have to check your nuts regularly.
I never check my own. I get somebody else to do it for me.
Yeah, but
For your viewing pleasure.
it's difficult to get the camera down there, though, isn't it?
Oh, look at that.
Hells is offering.
Nuts checking hands.
Hells, you're not going to need a hand that
Oh,
big, mate.
I'm sorry for you guys. For you guys.
Yeah.
For you guys.
Smaller.
Small nuts, yeah. Right, brilliant, guys. So 11 o'clock off to bed. Thank you very much to Simon GTR, Paul, the Mad Old Biker, Andy GSA Track. This man down here, Hell's on Two Wheels. He is the aficionado. If you're talking American, you're talking Harley, you're talking Ciro's Stage 1 remaps on a Harley. This guy knows it all. If you haven't seen his videos of Daytona Bike Week, go and look at what some of those women do. If you haven't seen,
And we're not done.
Yeah,
we're not done. I don't have
yeah.
the bikini contest up yet. We're not done.
All right. If you haven't seen the video of the blue, I think it's a blue Indian, isn't it, Hells?
Yep.
If you go and watch the video of the blue Indian, that thing is just pure sex on legs. I tell you, but that bike is absolutely mental. Thanks to everyone for coming in. I'm just going to thank a quick one to everybody in the rooms, like MT Belly, Andy, obviously Crazy Dad Biker, MT Tank, Greg Goddard, David Hernemar. Oh God, there's Leyland. So many people in the room tonight. Thank you, Crumbly, as well. Thank you, everybody, for coming in on the Friday night live stream. We do it every Friday, 8 p.m. 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, we jump across to this guy over this side.
11, 12 o'clock, whenever fucking Rev shuts up, yeah.
He's gonna get his live stream up. Andy JSA Tractor, Michelle. I should be down tomorrow. I'm gonna come and have a few beers. And obviously this guy down the bottom, the man from the States. It's an honor every week to get him in. This guy is the bollocks. If you're talking Harleys, you're talking motorcycles in America. This guy is like the god of Harleys in America. I can't praise this guy enough. Hell's on Two Wheels. Go and check his channel. I've got a Lockwood feeling going on down here when I was on two wheels now.
I was going to say,
this guy is like a god on Harleys. Just check this guy out. Go check his channel out. Hashtag. I'm going to mention this hashtag because we all share it out. Small Channel Mafia, all one word. Small Channel Mafia. This guy started it out. This guy is like the aficionado of Small Channel Mafia. Big praise to this guy down here. He's not got enough credit and he's not got enough subscribers. So go, all my followers, all Simon's followers, Paul's, Andy's, go and check this guy out down here. Hell's on two wheels. He knows what he's talking about. If he doesn't like you, he will tell you to fuck off in two big words. He says it as it, which is the one thing that I do like about bikers. Most people are like, oh, I'm up so far up my own arsehole, I don't know what I'm talking about. This guy says it as he sees it. And if he doesn't like you, he will tell you. So go and check out Hell's on channel, Hell's on Two Wheels channel. Military Biker, 1 a.m. this morning or 12 o'clock our time, 1 o'clock our time. Go and check it out as well. Stevie.
There's no helping, mate. There's no helping.
It's what?
I said there's no helping you.
I know. I'm just blanging it out now. So
he's been drinking that deer piss again, hasn't he? Buckfast.
I've been on the Buckie, haven't I? Yeah. I'm just enjoying the stream tonight. I'm in such a good mood this week because I've just been on the spanners this week on the bike. So
no, you've been polishing Phil's toolbox. Tell it right.
I've been polishing Phil's toolbox. I tell you what, if you haven't seen Phil's toolbox, I'll tell you what I've got.
The man started saying goodbye 20 minutes ago.
I know.
He's talking about his toolbox again.
Fuck off.
You just had my missus was subscribed to you. I don't know why.
There we go. That is what you call a snap-on toolbox. Look at the size of that.
You can buy my trailer for that toolbox.
Yeah, that is Phil's toolbox is the green one. My one is the red one next to it.
Oh,
toolbox envy.
It's sad.
My poor little red toolbox next to me.
Someone throw a bucket of water over Simon, will you?
I know, yeah. Tell me about it. But thanks very much for joining us, guys. We're all over to Simon's channel over here. Next hour or so.
Minutes ago, mate, they're waiting.
All right, no, give it a rest. I won't bring a bottle of wine down tomorrow, otherwise.
So many fucking jokes. So many jokes. So little time.
We don't want to hear any more about your red box.
I had one come in today, actually.
Oh, God! Hang on, he's going to tell another story. Hang on.
Yeah. Someone's commented on petrol prices. He went, oh, to the Batmobile. Yeah, fuck off, Robin. Have you seen the price of unleaded? But brilliant, guys. It's been an absolute blast this Friday. Thank you very much, Zed Ed. Everyone's coming. Lockwood, you didn't fucking turn up, you bastard. He's obviously got other things to do. But thanks very much, Simon, Paul, Andy, Hells. We'll see you over on Simon's stream this side in about the next 5-10 minutes. Thank you, everybody. Until the next time, as I say, be well, ride safe. Simon, cheers, buddy. Paul, thanks. Andy, I'll see you tomorrow night. And until then, it's a big goodbye from me. Thanks very much, guys. Take care.
And it's goodbye from him.
All right, bye.
Keep it rubber side down, yeah?